were in the background all this time, huh? You were the one that made sure that Vicki went in the room.
That's the least I can do for two such wonderful people.
Well, Jeannie, it didn't work. Nikki is still Nikki, and she will remain Nikki for the rest of her miserable little life. And Clint will suffer the rest of his, too, and that's just fine with me.
Here you go, miss.
Forget it. You know, I really hate bars that don't exterminate the vermin, which, by the way, there's plenty of upstairs.
Oh, feel free to put that drink on my tab. The poor little girl has had a very rough evening.
Where are we? Where are we? Wait, you're hurt.
No.
You're hurt.
I'm just fine, honey.
No, wait. In the woods, that man, he tried to kill you.
That was a long time ago.
I was on the witness stand. I testified at Tina's trial. Harry was killed. I saw you and Tina in bed.
Vicki, listen to me. Honey, these things you've been talking about, except for just a very few minutes, happened a long time ago. I mean, you've been gone. Vicki Smith has been around.
How long? What's the date?
February 4th, 1986.
Oh, February 86. I've been gone since...
About 6 months, honey.
Oh, my God. Oh, tell me that's not true.
But it is true. I'm sorry, but it is. It doesn't matter, though, honey. The important thing is that you're back. You're here now, and you're here forever.
My God, what happened? 6 months have gone by. 6 months are out of my life.
Sweetheart, you turned into Nikki on the witness stand when Pete O'Neill tried to get you to speak publicly about your father and Irene.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. I was so humiliated. And then I escaped. I escaped into Nikki in front of everybody. Oh, dear Lord. Oh.
Honey, Nikki testified that Mitch Lawrence killed Harry O'Neill, and Tina was cleared.
I saw you in bed with Tina.
I was drunk, honey, and I was asleep. Tina rigged the whole thing, and then the next day she tried to pretend like we had made love, but we didn't. It didn't happen, honey, just like it didn't happen today.
What do you mean it didn't happen today? For God's sakes, where are we? Is Tina here? You were in bed with Tina?
No, look, Vicki, please. Look, don't let yourself get hysterical.
Because she'll come back. Nikki will come back because I can't handle it.
No, she is not coming back, honey. She is gone. I faked a seduction of Tina here in this room, and I was hoping that Nikki would walk in on it and that it would trigger the memory of Victor and Irene and would bring... And it must have worked, honey, because...
Wait a minute. I've remembered it. Victor and Irene. I've remembered it. I saw it. Oh, I see it now.
Because you're finally allowing yourself to see it. You have been fighting Nikki for several weeks now.
You're talking about me, and you're talking about another person, and I can't even comprehend it.
Look, it's over. It's over, honey, and you are here for good. Truth and love have gotten rid of Nikki. And she will never come back. You are here forever. I swear it, honey. I swear it. Time to catch on. I guess I just couldn't bear or bring myself to believe that she was Nikki pretending to be you. But I should have realized at the moment that she didn't want Kevin and Joey to come home and live with us.
Oh my God, the children. What has this done to them?
Nothing, honey, nothing. No harm at all. They never even knew about Nikki.
But that's ridiculous. She couldn't have been a good mother to them. She's horrible.
She's not horrible. Nikki was not a horrible person. I came to know her very well. Honey, the reason she resisted bringing the children home was because she was afraid of hurting them. Afraid that she wouldn't be a good mother to them. But she did fine. I mean, after a while, she came to care about them very much. Even love them.
How in God's name did she fool you? And them and everyone but Tina.
Your diaries. She studied your diaries for facts, for dates, events, and there are videotapes of you. She studied those to imitate your manner of speech, the way you walked, your mannerisms.
How did she impersonate my love for you and for the children?
Well, she didn't get it by me very easily, but the children had no idea that there was anything wrong. I mean, they thought that their mother was sick for a while, and then she got better, and everything returned to normal. She took them for walks. She took them to the zoo. She took them to the park. She took them to the amusement park. And you know, one day they had an absolute ball. I don't know just how to tell you this, but Kevin and Joey saw their mommy go on the parachute jump.
I went on the parachute jump.
Bailed out right into the blue.
How many other things did I do that I wouldn't normally do? Oh, sweetheart, you're going to have to fill me in on everything just day by day.
Honey, we got all the time in the world.
I still don't know how you couldn't have known. As much as we love each other and as intimate as we are.
Nikki and I weren't intimate. She wouldn't let me sleep with her. I mean, it drove me nuts trying to figure out why all the rejection. I mean, it was like watching my love die in front of my eyes and not being able to do anything about it. But you know, then when I did realize it was Nikki, and she admitted it, well, we kind of became friends, and I started courting her. And I was doing it to try and pull you out of her.
Courting her, romancing her.
No. She liked me. And we grew fond of each other. We came to care about each other. And that scared her. That terrified her. That's why she kept running away from me, because she knew that if she let herself love me, that there was no reason for you to not take over completely. Does any of this make any sense to you?
Vicki fell in love with you. Did you fall in love with her?
I got very fond. very fond of her, but it was just to try and get back to you, try and get you back. It was an obsession with me, and I tried to hide it from her, but she knew I loved you. And I just wished to hell I'd figured it out before the divorce. I mean,
What divorce?
well, Nikki divorced me about a month ago. We're not married.
I divorced you?
I'm afraid so. But, honey, that's what got my mind in gear. That's what got me thinking the impossible. That Nikki was pretending and succeeding in making me think that she was Vicki. Don't worry, as soon as we get home, we'll get remarried. If you'll still have me.
Oh, my darling. Tina.
Oh, Jeannie, come in.
Hi. How are you two doing? Oh, I saw Tina down in the bar. She's pretty bent out of shape. Well, guess you're not speaking to me anymore, huh?
I would. If I knew who you were.
You don't?
No.
You mean... Oh, Clint, I'm so happy for you. Oh, Nikki. I mean, Vicki. Oh, hon. Welcome back to life. I mean, just welcome home. Well, at least the Waterside Inn.
Vicki. Victoria Buchanan, shake hands with Jeannie Johnson. She's a friend of Nikki's, and she was very helpful in getting Nikki into this room at the right time.
Oh, I see. Hello. How are you? And thank you.
I was so depressed. Tina told me the plan didn't work.
Well, it worked after the little lady left the room. She's in for a very big surprise.
She ranted on about getting even with you. Be warned.
I think there's a lot about Tina that I have yet to find out, isn't there?
How do we thank you?
Hey, listen. Those smiles are thanks enough. You know what? You two stay right here in this room tonight. I am just going to get all my stuff together and hit the road.
Oh, wait a minute. We don't have to chase you out of the room, Jeannie. Nikki Smith had a room here, too,
Yeah, but there's no reason for me to stay. I came to the inn because Nikki asked me to. Look, I never even unpacked.
This is very awkward for me, obviously, but perhaps when we're all back in Landview, perhaps we could be friends, too.
Oh, maybe we can. I'll call you in a couple weeks after, you get your life back settled and things.
Thanks to my incredible husband. And you, I have a life. Oh, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
If there's anything we can do, and I mean anything,
Oh, hey,
you
look.
let us know.
I mean, I didn't really do anything. All I did was like Nikki a lot. And it just broke my heart to see how conflicted she was about you, Clint. But you know what? She really loved you. She was afraid of that love. She just was afraid of it. You know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping that Nikki's happy now. Because as this lady, she can love you forever.
Oh, Jamie, I think Nikki must have been a much nicer person than I ever imagined if she had you for a friend. Take good care of yourself and please call.
I will.
I'll be with you.
Bye now.
Bye.
Goodbye, Jeannie.
Bye.
How can I ever thank you for not giving up on me?
Your presence is thanks enough. Let's not talk anymore.
I don't really think I can absorb anymore.
Why don't we go to your room?
Oh, yes.
I sort of am. What time is it anyway?
Never mind the time. Just wake up and listen to me. Look, remember last week when I called you about my sister?
Middle of the day, as I recall, instead of middle of the night.
What are you, a lawyer or an alarm clock? Look, this is important. Look, I'm ready to proceed, and I want you to meet me at my suite first thing in the morning.
I'll have to check my appointment book.
Look, Steve, you have two choices. You either be there or forget it. And need I remind you, since you seem a little sleepy, that this is going to be the most sensational and lucrative case of your career?
Okay, that'll get me there by 9 o'clock.
Good. I'll be expecting you.
Thank heavens Delilah had enough sense to bring me the letters I wrote Aunt Ramona. Oh, I probably said a lot of things I wouldn't want anybody else to... I wonder if she'll tell Larry I was a nurse's aide at Mountain View. This isn't one of my letters. It's one of hers to... Private. Personal from Ramona Walcott to Dr. Marcus Polk. To be opened only in the event of my death? What were you going to tell him, Aunt Ramona? Some more lies about me?
Gracie, hi.
Oh, hi, Nancy.
I wanted to know if you had a minute we could talk.
Oh, sure. I was just doing some reading.
Look, if you're busy, I can come back later.
No, it's nothing important.
Well, if it isn't Stephen Domino, my favorite attorney. And only a few minutes late.
I would have been here a little sooner, but a client ruined my night's sleep.
Gee, what a shame. Well, here's the coffee, and here's the sofa. And here is the handwritten letter from my father that says that everything should go to me if my sister gets her second personality back.
Can you prove Vicki Buchanan is incompetent?
I certainly can.
But can you prove she's really Nikki Smith?
I have a witness, someone who overheard Clint Buchanan telling me that Vicki is really Nikki.
And who was that?
The new Mrs. Asa Buchanan. Her name is Pamela.
Oh, good morning, my darling.
Good morning. Great morning. Probably the greatest morning of my whole life.
The first morning I've even seen in 6 months. Did you worry at all that I would wake up as Nikki?
Sweetheart, she is part of you. And you are part of her. In other words, the two of you are just one little person.
Do you know that I really feel that this morning? I really do. I feel strong, and I feel whole and healthy, and I feel free. I feel different than I've ever felt in my whole life. But I could understand, given what you've been through, that you would doubt it.
Not at all. Tired?
No. Are you kidding? I feel sensational.
You want to be really decadent and order a breakfast in bed?
But I want to call the children first, please. I want to hear their voices. I want to tell them I love them and that I miss them and that we'll never be separated again.
Why don't you tell them we'll be home tonight?
Yeah, I guess I have to. There's still so much that I don't know that I have to know before I can go home. Everything about our friends and our family. I feel like I've been on the moon for 6 months.
I know, honey. I know.
And Tina, I'm so afraid of what I'm going to find out about her.
Forget about Tina. Let's just savor our being together again.
Of reasons. First of all, I wanted to find out how you're feeling. Much better. Thanks to everybody here at the hospital. You look terrific.
It must not have been such a bad accident.
Why do you say that?
Well, Tracy, when I heard that your car went out of control, I figured a number of things could have happened to you.
Well, you said you wanted to talk to me for a couple reasons.
Yeah, I might as well get right to the point. I wanted to talk to you about Ivan Kipling.
Look, I wish you wouldn't even mention his name. You know, the thought of that man makes me
So
sick.
it's true what I've heard. You suspect him of tampering with your car?
It's not just me, Cassie. It's the Landview police that found the severed brake lines. They put one and one together.
And the fingerprints they found at your aunt's house? I've heard rumors that they were Ivan's.
Those weren't rumors, Cassie. That is a fact. No, your Ivan Kipling has killed 2 people so far. Dr. Wolick's wife, my Aunt Ramona, and he almost killed me.
You're lying, Tracy, and you know it.
Look, I can't believe you're still defending that man. I thought you started to see the light.
I have seen some circumstantial evidence that points toward Ivan.
Look.
But nothing else, and I know better, and the police do too.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the police, I've talked to them.
Well, I have too. And they have serious doubts that Ivan was responsible for Laurel's death.
Boy, you just cannot admit that you're wrong about him, can you? Even if it costs you your marriage, you're just going to go right on defending that madman.
If you hadn't made those wild accusations, we might have found the real killer right now.
Oh, so it's my fault.
All I'm saying is that we've held up the process long enough.
Look, I was almost killed, Cassie. What do I have to do? Go ahead and die to prove what kind of a man Ivan Kipling really is?
I'm sure some terrible things have happened to you, but that doesn't make you right.
You know, you come in here pretending to care how I feel, and you just... all you want to do is torture me with all these questions.
Nobody is torturing you.
Oh, come on. Why don't you just get out of here, you know? I'm still trembling from that accident. You don't need to make things any worse.
Fine.
All the noise in here.
20%, huh?
That's right. And given the millions Victoria Buchanan has, I'd say that's a steal. No pun intended.
Yeah, I guess any lawyer would ask around the same rate, huh?
And it's a bargain, too. Now, are you willing to do anything you have to? Steps that you might or might not find unpleasant?
Like what?
You're going to need corroboration from the psychiatric community, Tina. No judge is going to give you control without certification of mental illness. Now, if she's certified, that means treatment. This case, she'll probably be committed. Are you willing to have her committed to a sanitarium, possibly for life?
She really does need help. I guess I'll do what I have to do.
Attorney, I have to ask you again, are you prepared to go through this legal action, even if it means committing your sister for life?
Stephen, I've already told you that my sister will not be the same until Nicole Smith disappears. So for her own good, she belongs in the sanitarium.
In the meanwhile, you'll just happen to be in control of your sister's inheritance.
Look, I am not a greedy person. I am just doing what is best for her and for me.
Very well, but without a witness to back up your claim, you can't...
There she is right now, and believe me, she is going to stand behind everything I have said. Oh, Pamela, thank you for coming right over.
Well, I don't know. You made it sound so important on the phone, I thought I'd rush right over.
Pamela Stewart Buchanan. This is my new attorney, Stephen Domino.
Pleasure, Mrs. Buchanan.
Didn't realize this was an official meeting.
Yes, it is, and I am afraid I'm going to have to call in that favor I asked of you. Pamela, you see, I think we will both benefit from Stephen's advice.
Sweetheart?
I'm just trying to digest everything you told me.
That's why I've been giving it to you one spoonful at a time.
Honey, who besides you and Tina really knew that I was Nicky Smith all along?
Well, I confided in Bo, and I told Dr. Polk about my suspicions.
So if I went back to Landview and told everybody, hey, I'm back, it's me, it's really me, they'd all be shocked, wouldn't they?
I want you to trust me on something.
Mm-hmm.
Nicky did a good enough job of impersonating you that I don't want you to think you got to go back to Landview and apologize for your behavior. Besides, if you admit that Nicky Smith was around for 6 months, it's just going to create a lot of publicity.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. It just kills me that everybody thinks I divorced you.
Well, no one understood that. And they're all going to be just tickled pink. that we're back together. So we'll have a big wedding, invite family, friends, and we will all rejoice together.
Yeah.
Kiss me.
What about Tina, though? I mean, what's going to stop her from telling everybody in the world that I'm Nikki Smith? Jeannie warned us she was going to cause trouble.
Well, honey, you're not Nikki anymore. What could Tina possibly do except grovel and try and explain away her despicable actions these past months?
Okay, I'm ready. You better give me all the gory details about Tina right now.
Well, I'm not ready. Okay? 10:45 a.m. Tell me something, Mrs. Buchanan.
Mm-hmm.
And you are Mrs. Buchanan. I don't care about the legalities.
Bet I am.
So, Mrs. Buchanan, I want you to think back over our married life and tell me, did we ever make love at 10:45 in the morning?
Beats me. What if we haven't before? About time we did, wouldn't you say? Oh, I love you so much!
I didn't expect to see you here either.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm wonderful.
You look a little tired to me. Have they been working you really hard here?
No, they haven't been working me much. It's just that I think I just haven't been sleeping well, I guess. You know, nerves and stuff.
Yeah, same here.
Rob, since you're kind enough to ask, Cassie's in here taking advantage of my condition.
That's not true, and
Look, she comes
knows
barging
it.
in here, disturbing my rest, and what does she want to talk about? I mean, what does she always want to talk about, Rob? Her dear, devoted friend, Dr. Kipling?
Wonderful. Listen, I don't want to hear anything about
Listen,
that.
I just came in here to ask her a few questions.
Cassie,
that's
I don't
all.
want to hear about it, okay? I don't know what it is with you. Every time I think that maybe you've come to your senses about this man, you prove me wrong. I don't know what it is. You think the man's a martyr or something? You don't give a damn about anybody else.
That's not fair. If I didn't care about you, I wouldn't be trying to find out the real truth.
Oh, well, I told you the truth, you know? I've told you the truth over and over again, but that is not enough. No, I'm frightened to death. I don't need you hounding me, too.
You know exactly what I was trying
I
to do.
know what you were trying to do, and I don't want to
hear.
hear anymore. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. Now, Tracy is a patient here, okay? She's a patient in this hospital where I am working, and she does not need you to come in here and give her a hard time. You know what I'm saying?
If you let me explain.
I don't want to hear the explanations. All I want to do is stick her in the wheelchair and bring her down to the lab and give her a test. That's it.
Thanks, Rob. I wasn't looking forward to these tests, but no. Anything beats staying here and being abused.
Nobody was abusing you.
You all right?
Yeah. Wish everybody was as thoughtful as you, Rob.
Just doing my job.
Oh, well, you're doing more than that. You at least believe me. You know, I have nothing to hide.
I don't want to be any part of this, Tina.
Forgive me, Mrs. Buchanan, but you already are. Now, Tina is planning to file suit to have her sister committed for psychiatric treatment.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, it is an unfortunate but necessary step. However, Tina may not be able to give her sister the help she needs without your assistance.
Me? But I'm not a psychiatrist. Tina, I don't know anything about your sister's illness. I really...
Look, you know she hasn't been herself, and you overheard Clint saying that Nicole Smith has been masquerading as my sister, Vicki.
Yes, I heard something, but I don't know Nicole Smith. I've never met your sister.
Mrs. Buchanan, that's beside the point. As a witness...
Wait. What you just said. Buchanan. Now, look, I am related to this woman by marriage. I mean, it would be unfair.
To whom?
To Asa, to my husband. I'm not going to interfere in his daughter-in-law's life like this.
Oh, that's right, to your dear, sweet husband. The one who, if he had his way, you'd still be on that tropical island living a lie.
Look, I know that, Tina, but
But I showed you all that. Did you say I stood by you through that? I made it possible for you to become the real Mrs. Asa Buchanan?
I realize that, and I'm very grateful
But
to
I
you,
don't
Tina,
want your gratitude. Pamela, I want you to stand by me the same way I stood by you.
Mrs. Buchanan, all we want is for you to testify. Swear you heard Clint Buchanan confess that the woman who's passing herself off as Victoria is really Nikki Smith.
Look, I had no idea that you would involve me in something like this, Tina. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
No, you can't do that without your
It's all right,
testimony.
Tina. Mrs. Buchanan has every right not to want to testify voluntarily. Of course, you leave us no choice, Mrs. Buchanan. We'll have to subpoena you and compel you to testify under oath.
Back in my arms again, right where you belong. If you only knew how long I have waited to make love to my wife.
Was it worth the wait?
Let me put it to you like this. As beautiful as this inn is, and as pretty as that beach is, I'd rather stay right here in this room.
Me too. If I weren't so anxious to see the children, I would bar the door and do just that. No phone calls. No questions. Honey, how am I going to face everybody in Landview?
I'll tell you how. With me right beside you, that's how.
But I've missed so much. I mean, I've missed births and deaths and marriages and...
Oh, don't forget that new shopping center that opened.
Oh, I'm serious. You said Bo and Dee Dee got married. Was the wedding wonderful?
Exciting's a better word. Groom got shot, you know.
What?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Bo's fine. I'll fill you in on the details later.
Yeah, well, there's another wedding you're going to have to tell me about, and you're going to have a bit of trouble explaining it. Jenny and Brad's? And Laurel? Laurel died?
You don't have to worry about that now.
But I was at the funeral, offering Larry my condolences, wasn't I? I mean, that wasn't me. It was Nikki. She was pretending grief. How can I ever explain that to Larry?
You don't have to explain anything to anybody.
What do you mean? You think I should just go back to Landview and not tell anybody I was Nikki Smith?
Why should you? The only other person who knew that you were Nikki was Tina.
Oh, honey, I want to know everything. Everything Nikki said and did. Every single second that vanished from my life.
I'll try. It's been a long time.
Can we go for a walk on the beach? I'd love that.
Better pack a parka.
A parka? I don't know if I have a parka. But I got you to keep me warm.
You bet you do. You bet you do. Right here in my arms, and they are never gonna let you go again. Hear me?
Letters. From Tracy to her aunt? Except this one. Private, personal, from Ramona Walcott to Dr. Marcus Polk, to be opened in the event of my death. Why was she hiding it? And why hasn't it been delivered to Dr. Polk?
Pamela, I'm sorry if my attorney had to get a little rough with you.
A little. He threatened me. He said if I didn't cooperate, he was going to make me come in as a witness.
Yeah, that's called hardball. I'm afraid that's how you play it.
Yeah, well, I'm learning. I just don't understand why you have to hardball with your own sister.
I told you it is for her own good.
How? I mean, if Victoria is a dual personality, if Nicole Smith isn't hurting anybody, why does she have to be locked up?
Who says she isn't hurting anybody?
Well, her own husband doesn't mind.
Her ex-husband and I don't care what he thinks.
But he loves her, Tina, just as much as you do, if not more. I mean, at least he's able to accept Nicole Smith. Now, why can't you?
But Clint is a very desperate man right now. He's very humiliated by what happened in his marriage, and he's trying to convince himself that he can patch things up, and he doesn't care how many people he hurts along the way.
If anybody's hurting somebody right now, Tina, it's you.
Me?
Well, what do you call committing your own sister against her will? I mean, it sounds pretty vindictive to me.
Oh, now, wait a minute. I resent that. There is not a vindictive bone in my body, and certainly not when it comes to Vicki.
Well, what about Clint?
I don't want to talk about my feelings about him.
Now, what, are you trying to make him suffer or something because of something he's done?
No, I am doing this for my sister. I told you that. Look, if she goes to Mountain View Sanitarium, maybe they can give her some kind of treatment they can cure her. Don't you think that's a little bit important?
Yes, if she's really ill, it is.
Look, she's being held hostage in her own body. I would think you would understand that. Like, she's being held, and she can't be given anything of hers. Look, I mean, she's got every bit of a right to live her life just as much as you do to live yours.
I know, but if you're going to help Victoria, it means having to deprive another poor woman of her life, Tina.
Another poor woman, huh, Nicole Smith? No, Nicole Smith is mean, she is vindictive, and she doesn't care how many people she steps on to get what she wants.
I don't know. All I know is that you have to hurt one person to help another. I just don't know.
Hey, wait a minute, where are you going?
I am going to go think about this. I mean, it's just not as simple as you're making it out to be.
Look, Pamela, please, you can't let me down, please. I am counting on you. My sister is
Tina,
counting
I am
on
just
you.
going to go think about it.
Yes, National Intruder? Dean Stella, please. Yes, it's Tina Lord. I'll hold. Lawsuit. Witness. Now, there's got to be some way to let everybody know the truth.
Tina! I'd love to talk to you, but look, I got a deadline and I've got a lot of papers on my desk.
Forget your deadline, Dean. Whatever you've got going will not compare with what I have for you. Interested?
Cassie Coronel calling for Dr. Polk. May I talk to him, please? Oh, I see. Do you know where I can reach him? It's very important that I talk to him now.
Hi.
Hello, Tracy.
You know, I am so excited about moving in next door to you. Because you'll be there in case anything happens.
I really don't think anything's going to happen, Tracy.
Yeah, but if it does, you know what? You can come running right in, won't you? Hey, you know what? Maybe you should think of a signal or something like that.
Tracy, I think you're making much too much out of this whole thing.
You angry with me?
No, I'm not angry with you, but I do have other things to do. I have patients I must deal with. I've got more important things to do than to spend my whole day discussing what may or may not happen to you.
So are you saying that I should just turn around and get out of here, that you don't want anything to do with me?
No.
Well, then what are you saying?
Come on. You're a bright, perceptive young lady. You know what I'm saying. I'm trying to level with you.
Well, then maybe I should level with you. You know, there's certain things that you don't know.
What things?
Well, I wouldn't doubt if you did turn your back on me, and I wouldn't doubt if I'd probably lose my job.
Well, Tracy, I don't know what in the world you could have done that would make me feel that way.
Look, it's not what I did, okay? It's just what happened. Look, okay, I'll make it short. See, Larry, you know, my problem, the one that you're always talking about, maybe it goes back to when my parents were killed and I had to go stay with my Aunt Ramona. Because she never even really cared about me at all. And well, when that hit me, though, that there was nobody that really cared about me, well, nobody cared whether I lived or whether I died. You know, at that point, I just really fell apart.
I can certainly understand how you'd feel.
Well, you don't understand, Larry, because I didn't just fall apart, you know. I went into a total tailspin. And sometimes I wonder, you know, I just wonder if it's not happening again.
Vicki?
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I can't help myself. All those things that Nicky did to you.
There's nothing to cry about anymore. We're back together again. Many problems that you might face back in Landview, we'll face them together.
I'm not crying for myself.
Well, then for who?
For you, sweetheart, when I think of what I put you through.
Oh, come on. You know, why do you think the good Lord... Sit down. Why do you think the good Lord gave us Texans such broad shoulders? You know why? So that sometimes we could carry the weight of the world on them.
Yeah, you have had the weight of the world on your shoulders.
That was then. This is now.
Still, the more I hear, the more I have to wonder how you could hold on, why you just didn't give up on me.
Couldn't. And knowing how strong you are gave me strength too, you know.
If I'd been stronger, none of this would have happened.
Wait a minute. I'm not going to have any more of this you blaming yourself. Nicky Smith didn't come to be because you are weak, you know. I've learned a lot in the past few months. And some things happen for very deep and very complex reasons.
You've been talking to Dr. Polk.
Yeah, and others. You know, Marcus told me that the human mind is a puzzle within a puzzle. And some of those puzzles, you don't solve them with just easy solutions, you know. It takes patience and understanding and love.
Still, there must have been times when you just wanted to give up.
Whatever I've been through, I went through for this one moment, honey. To be snuggling you right here in my arms again. You know what?
What?
I made a hell of a bargain. You know, just holding you, all my troubles and all that pain just went away.
I have so much to learn from you. Not just bits and pieces of my life, but the kind of love that you have for me.
Well, before you start thinking I'm some kind of paragon, I gotta level with you. I wasn't always this smart and this noble, you know.
I don't want to hear it.
No, it's true.
I don't.
Well, it happens to be the truth. You know, there were times when I wasn't doing all that well. I was drinking too much. I was feeling sorry for myself. I felt a lot of rage at you.
Honey, you don't have to tell me.
No, I want to tell you. I want to tell you. There were times when I felt so desperate for some human tenderness and some sensitivity that I almost let myself be drawn to Tina.
That was then. And this is now.
Incredible. Tina, you've given me some hot scoop from the past, but this is beyond belief. Clint gets Vicki, Clint loses Vicki. Clint gets Nicky. My reading will flip.
Well, good. What are you doing sitting here, then? Why don't you type it up and get the story ready? Aren't you on a deadline or something?
Are you sure you've got a lawyer on your side, a reputable lawyer, and a credible witness?
There is no doubt about it that Nicky Smith will be unveiled in a court of law. And once my sister is sent to someplace where they can finally help her out.
Yes, that's the part I like best. Then all of her holdings and all of her property revert to her sweet, loving sister, little old you.
Who knows, maybe I'll have a job for you at the Banner once I become publisher.
I just wonder what it would be like working under you.
Well, if everything works out, maybe you'll find out.
Well, I'll tell you, Tina. I'd love to take advantage of this golden opportunity that you've given me, but I can't.
What'd you say?
I can't print the story.
What do you mean you can't print the story? I've got a lawyer, a witness, and everything.
You've got one witness, Tina, and that happens to be none other than Mrs. Asa Buchanan.
Well, what difference does that make?
Well, you might have forgotten, but I have not. That big scoop you gave me about Asa and his secret wife, I was all set to print that one, too, when a Mr. Michael Woodward, a friend and an employee of Asa's, paid me a little visit.
Oh, damn. Well, I wouldn't think you'd let a little thing like that intimidate you. Not you, the professional, dedicated journalist.
Wow. I've been called some things in my time, but that's the first. Sorry, Tina. Mr. Woodward made it quite clear that if I go messing with Big Asa again, I'll have more trouble than I can handle, minus a few teeth in the bargain.
Sorry you feel that way, Dean.
Yeah, me too. Maybe next time.
Well, you said you leave me no choice.
And what may I ask you to do now?
Oh, you'll find out, believe me. And then you will realize that there is no way that you can keep my tacky little story out of your trashy little newspaper.
Cheers.
Thanks for being so great.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Mr. Berriman will want to speak to me. Tell him it's Tina Lord.
Tina, what the hell are you doing?
It's called going over your head. Hello, Andrew. Oh, I'm fine, thanks. And yourself? Oh, good. I was merely calling to congratulate you on your efficient, wonderful staff, Dean Stella in particular. You know, Dean and I have just had the most interesting conversation, and he is on his way back to the office right now to type up a blockbuster of a story. Oh, no, Andrew, you don't have to thank me. No, Dean deserves all the credit. But I would love to hear what you have to say about it. Oh, lunch is a wonderful idea. Why don't you have your secretary call me up and we can set something up? Great. Bye-bye, Andrew.
That was a low blow, even for you.
Yes, Dean, but as I said, you left me no choice. So why don't you get on your way? Your boss is practically salivating for the story.
Tell me something. You always get what you want?
No. I'm afraid I almost never get what I want.
Oh, poor little lamb. Remind me to feel sorry for you.
I don't want you or anybody else feeling sorry for me, all right? You know, I may never get what I want, but I'm pretty darn good at getting what's rightfully mine.
Well, I hope it makes you feel happy. Because it's probably going to make everybody else feel miserable.
Goodbye, Dean. With my best, Andrew.
Oh, I don't travel in your circles, love. I'll call the story in from a phone down in the lobby. And then I think I'll go wash this bad taste out of my mouth.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Oh, my goodness. I get it. This is all a setup, isn't it?
Be quiet.
That's why you brought me here, why you pretended you really wanted me. You just wanted to turn Nikki back into Vicki. So what is it, Vicki, huh? What is it? Are you yourself, or are you fading into Clint's one and only now?
Shut up, Tina.
Means I am gonna make you pay.
We built a fire like this, and you said... Vicki.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I was thinking about Tina.
Yeah, well, don't. Tina can't hurt us anymore.
She did a pretty good job on you. You still hurt?
Nah, take a lot more than that little 100-pound runt to put me down. You know, I could have decked her last night. I got to thinking about her. She knew for months that Nikki had control of you. Did she tell anyone? No. Did she try and get you any professional help? Hell no. She just wanted to use your illness to help her.
I know. And after telling me over and over again how much it meant to her to finally have a sister.
Yeah, well, She didn't care anything about you being her sister, honey. She was pretending. She was deceiving you.
How did she manage to rationalize trying to seduce you away from me?
Well, because you didn't want me anymore. Except she knew that it was really Nicky who didn't want me.
Oh, I was so horrified when I saw you two together. And then I panicked, because I realized I had no memory beyond the witness stand. I ran downstairs and tried to call Dr. Polk.
Yeah, and that's when that fellow Stick kidnapped you.
Yes, I guess in my fright, Nicky must have come back.
Well, you know, I remembered that stunt that Tina had pulled. And so in my desperation to try and get you back, I set up the same kind of a scene at the bedroom. In the bedroom there at the inn. Only this time it was me. I did the seducing.
And you had to use Tina.
Yeah? I'm not proud of myself for stooping to her level. I didn't have any choice, honey. I mean, if Marcus Polk had known what I was thinking about, he'd have had me committed. But I was desperate. I couldn't think of anything else to do. I could not let Nicky go away and take you with her. So I used Tina. But I would have used anything or anybody to get you back. And that's the bottom line, sweetheart. Because you're back. Nicky Smith is gone for good. And Vicki Buchanan is back to stay.
Oh, Nicky, Vicki. I think of all the people my illness has hurt. How many innocent people had to suffer.
Well, your friends are terrific. The family's terrific.
I know, but I was thinking about the children. They've been deprived of their real mother's love for months. And you, my darling, you lived on hope for so long, I wouldn't have blamed you if you had given up faith.
Yeah, but I didn't. And the children just happen to still love you.
Oh, I can't wait to see them and hold them. And to see all our friends and the rest of the family. But Tina, I am going to have to deal with Tina.
No, honey, you don't have to deal with Tina at all.
Sweetheart, she's my sister, and I somehow feel that I have to try and help her.
Your sister needs professional help, honey. She does not deserve your understanding. She does not deserve your kindness.
I know, but I really think that my illness brought out the worst in her, and I think that eventually she's going to have our patience and even our forgiveness.
Spoken like the real Vicki, I know and love. You are something. But honey, don't let your charity go too far. Just because we forgive Tina doesn't mean Tina is going to forgive us.
Not like Tina's going to have her revenge.
I'd make book on it. I used her, honey. I know it was a rotten thing to do, but I used her. I didn't know how else to get you back.
Was it the only way?
There's no way I can know that. But yesterday I had a fight with Nicky right here on this beach.
Right here?
Right here. The same beach that you and I have been walking and talking and laughing and kissing. Yesterday, it was a battlefield. She said she was going to leave me for good.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry.
I just couldn't bear that. I mean, I stood here and I looked at those waves rolling in, and I thought of all the times you and I have had together, you know, little things. Things that only you and I know. I couldn't take it. I couldn't lose you.
Is that when you decided to call Tina?
Yeah. Hell, she tried to use me, didn't she? She was pretending she was pregnant with my child. I thought I could use her by making her think I cared.
Naturally, she came running.
It was a desperate move on my part, and it was a risky one. If it had backfired, I stood the chance of driving you further back into Nikki's subconscious to a point where you would never return.
Did you ever consider discussing it with Dr. Paul?
No. I knew what he'd tell me. So I went ahead without talking about it with anyone. I just... Thank heavens it worked. And you're here with me.
Oh, I'm so grateful. I just wish it had been accomplished without Tina.
It's done, honey. There's no looking back.
Oh, I know that. Frankly, I'm just afraid of what she's going to do to us.
Hey, I don't want you worried about anything like that. Now, we have conquered Nikki Smith, and she is a damn sight tougher than any little Tina Lord. She can't hurt us. She just can't hurt us. Okay. All right, say it.
Say what?
Say, just repeat it. Say it.
Clint,
I mean,
I can't.
No. Let's get rid of any demons that we're going to have before we end up facing them in Landview. Say it.
Tina can't hurt us. No one. No one can ever hurt us anymore.
Good girl.
What is it? She showed her claws?
Yes, what are you talking about?
Adam told me you got a telephone call from Tina. What did little Miss Sunshine want?
What makes you think that she wanted something?
That's just a wild guess.
You don't think very highly of that lady, do you?
First of all, she is not a lady. Second of all, my opinion of her is not for fixed company.
Why? Because she told me the truth about your double life?
Tina never tells the truth. She uses it like she uses everything else for her own purpose. Well, haven't you discovered that yet?
Oh, I don't know.
You came in here a little while ago, mighty troubled. What is it?
I'm concerned about somebody that you know.
Who, me?
Nicole Smith. Asa, tell me, what is she really like, really?
Now, that's a very easy question with a very, very easy answer. Nicole Smith is cheap, untrustworthy, house-wrecking little liar. Next question.
Head back to the inn, start making plans for going home.
Okay. That's the adult and logical thing to do.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Yep.
And we always do the adult and the logical thing.
What of it? Thank you.
Ah, what? Who says we always have to be adult and logical? Oh, no, you wouldn't do that to me.
You don't think so?
I'm your long-lost wife. You're not going to hurt me.
Yes.
Please don't do that. Please don't. It feels terrible. Please.
You know what cold, wet sand feels like?
No, please. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. I promise I don't. No! That's awful! You big bully!
I am a bully. Bully Buchanan. And us bullies always get just what we want.
And what do you want? What do you want?
Don't take offense at this. But you know, you've never really kissed me like that before.
Of course I have. You just forgot.
No, this was different. It was a spontaneous, childlike, like Nikki Smith.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have have to work on that then.
No, don't work on it. I said don't take offense in it. I mean, it wasn't like I was kissing Nikki or kissing Vicki. It was like I was kissing both of you.
Both of us.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? You know what? I think that maybe both sides of your personality are making peace with each other. And that'd be terrific for all of us.
All of us.
Mm-hmm.
Clint and Vicki and Nikki and Clint. Don't you think it'd be a bit crowded in bed?
Don't you think we could get a new bed?
Oh, sweetheart. Nikki has always been a part of me that I have rejected and repressed. I think that if I could combine the best of Nikki with what I like about myself, I guess it would be some sort of a miracle, wouldn't it?
I believe in miracles. How about you?
I believe in us. I believe there's nothing we can't do. Nothing.
Anything possible or impossible?
Anything.
Well, why don't we get home and get started on the possible and the impossible?
I am with you, Mr. Buchanan.
I need a shower, thanks to you. Let's see.
Come on, my darling. Let's go.
Dr. Polk.
What do you mean barging into my office like this?
This will only take a few minutes if you cooperate.
I'm sorry, Doctor. I tried to stop.
Dr. Pope, Zoe Gibson from the Chronicle.
Zoe, this is my story. Would you please get off
It's not anyone's story. Now, I don't know what you people are looking for.
A few answers, Doctor. Is it true that Victoria Buchanan was released from the sanitarium while she was still Nicole Smith?
Were you pressured by the Buchanan family into releasing her?
I have no comment. Janet, call security.
Look, Doctor, if you stick to this no comment, I'll be free to interpret the story the way I want. Meaning, I'll blow it up and make it look like you spilled your guts.
About what?
One simple yes or no question. Is Victoria Buchanan Nicole Smith?
No comment.
Well, what has been the response of the sanitarium board to your releasing what is obviously a very sick woman?
She's nothing of the kind.
In other words, Victoria Buchanan's cured.
I said no comment.
Because I have 2 eyewitnesses that will support the story that came out in The Intruder today. Look, Doctor, I'm trying to give you a chance to get yourself off a pretty large hook here.
All right. I'll give you a statement.
I knew you'd see it my way.
Interview with Dr. Marcus Polk, Mountain View Sanitarium.
Several months ago, I had occasion to treat Victoria Lord Buchanan. However, she's no longer my patient. If she were, I still could not comment on the case. It would not be ethical to do so. End of statement. Now, I suggest you leave before security comes.
Isn't it true that if the patient gives you permission, you can talk about the case?
Yes, that's true.
Oh, wait a minute. So you mean if Mrs. Buchanan says yes, then
Zoe,
we can go...
sweetheart. Look, you don't understand. There is no Victoria Buchanan. There's only Nicole Smith. Isn't that right, Doctor?
You can't just turn your back on another human being like that.
You're going to do just fine without me.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about my sister and her 2 adorable little boys. I mean, talk about innocent victims here.
Look, I feel terrible about those children. If there was anything I could do for them, I would.
There is, Pamela, and it's very simple. Look, what we have to do is we have to get Nicole Smith into the sanitarium. Then they can treat her, and who knows, they can cure her. That is the only way that we are going to get Vicki back to her children. And she was a wonderful mother, Pamela. You have no idea how wonderful she was at that.
All I have to do is just say that Clint said that Nikki was masquerading as Vicki.
It's Vicki's only chance.
Oh, gosh, I don't think Ace is going to see it that way. And I know one thing, he'll never even speak to me again if I even inadvertently hurt any of that family.
Well, who says you're going to hurt them? I mean, actually, you're doing something very noble.
Yeah, but as I said, I don't think Ace is going to see it like that when he reads this.
Well, sometimes you never know about Asa. Of course, he might try to, buy you off.
Buy? Well, that means he definitely doesn't want me to testify, Tina.
But yeah, but you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't let him buy you off, would you?
No, of course not. I can't be bought off.
No, I didn't think so, because you're a woman of principle.
Yeah, I think I am.
Well, and that is exactly what we are talking about here, Pamela. We are talking about principles. And the very principle of trying to help another human being deliver life, to try to help her to get back into society. Look, Pamela, I know this is hard for you, but I will help you. I'll stick by you every minute, and I will help you to get adjusted to Landview. Really, you know, I was even thinking we might go shopping together or something important like that. But then I realized that with all the reporters and stuff, they probably wouldn't leave us alone. So that's why I took the liberty of well, asking Delilah to just bring a few things by.
Tina, I don't understand what's going on here. Wait a minute.
Now, see, I picked out this one. I thought it was really you. You know, and I didn't know about the size, but I thought I'd guess. And, you know, looking at you, I really think I have the right size. So, oh, and this one right here, isn't it gorgeous? You know, the minute I saw this, I said, Delilah, this is Pamela. I mean, with your complexion, your svelte figure, you know, and your delicate features. Oh, this is going to be wonderful.
I know Tracy will never deliver that letter. I have to convince Rob of that, though.
Yeah, so now he has even more reason not to trust you.
That's for sure.
You know, I just can't understand why people don't take us at face value. I mean, assume that we know what we're doing, that we're, or at least trying to do the right thing.
Wait a second, who's on your case lately?
It's that whole thing with the burglary.
I thought that was settled.
It is, but it's the humiliation. Cassie, do you know I spent hours at that police headquarters being asked all kind of questions, and then when I answer them, they don't even believe me? Oh, I'm sorry, girl. You were telling me something.
No, it's okay. It's just that every time I try to get through to Rob and he tries to get through to me, whenever we talk to each other, we end up blaming each other and just screaming at each other. I mean, I always thought when two people loved each other, you just were all able to communicate automatically, you know?
It's just not that way, huh?
No way. But, you know, it was the same thing with my mother. I mean, it took us months before we were able to talk to each other. It was that way with David, and now it's the same with Rob. It's just that I love him so much, you know?
Cassie, he loves you a whole lot, too. And you know what? It's that's going to get you guys back together. Just you wait and see. In the meantime, do you know, class, what is the best medicine for this problem?
What, Doctor?
A real wingding of a party.
Oh, that's great. Who's giving one?
You and me, tonight. Come on, Cassie, you'd love it. We go to Elmo's and we go right on over to the bar and we have a couple of diet sodas, spiked diet sodas.
I don't know.
Oh, come on, you can't stay home and mope all the time.
That's true. See how hard it is to twist my arm. Okay, that's a great idea.
Great.
But listen, I still have to go to Dr. Polk's office and tell him about the letter, even if it's going to have to take all afternoon and I have to wait for him all day.
Okay. That letter that he's never going to see, huh?
You got it. I'll give you a ring later.
Gotcha.
See ya. Bye. I wanted to bring you that letter, but unfortunately, Tracy got it back before I even had a chance.
And you're convinced she won't bring it to me on her own?
Are you kidding? If anybody asks her about it, she'll probably say that she lost it or something like that. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
About what?
About Tracy. If she's so sneaky about this letter, then she's probably lied about other things, like maybe Dr. Ivan Kipling never attacked her. Have you ever considered that possibility?
To tell you the truth, no. Yes. Oh, yes. By all means. Rob's here.
Are you kidding? I don't want him to see me.
Shouldn't forget it. Hi, Dr. Polk. I promised Tracy James that I'd give you this letter.
Is that the one? Is that the letter that you...
You want to see it? Take a look from over there, okay? There you go.
Thanks, Rob.
No sweat. See you later.
Rob, wait a second. I don't believe it.
I never dreamed that we'd ever see that letter again. I don't blame Rob for not talking to me. I guess I should apologize to Tracy, too. Dr. Polk, I'm sorry for taking up your time. I guess I've been stupid through this whole thing.
Yes, I want Tracy James Fell from personnel, please.
My darling wife.
I'm sorry, darling. My own home. It seems like ages since I've been here. Everything's in such a time warp for me. I can't seem to comprehend it, really. But we are here, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
And you're here. I'm so happy.
Me too. You know, there are so much catching up to do with so many people who love you. And we are going to take it one step at a time.
Oh, thank goodness you're here, finally. Have you seen this? Your darling baby sister is planning to sue the pants off you. Welcome back to Landview, Nikki.
I can't believe it.
It's right there in black and white. Did you get to the part yet where she says how she's going to take over land fair? All your stocks and bonds, your real estate?
She's dreaming.
Oh, don't underestimate her. She nearly wiped me out, Clint, and her case was not as strong.
This is all lies and innuendo.
She says that she has all the evidence that she needs. You're in trouble.
Dorian, this might seem like a very silly question, but how did you know we were going to be here?
Oh, I asked Heron. He said that he was expecting you, so I decided to wait because I didn't want you to hear about this from anybody else.
The whole town must be aware of it by now.
Try the whole state of Pennsylvania.
Have you told Asa about it?
Yes, he nearly tore the house down. He wants to do everything he can to help Nikki.
You mean Vicki?
Oh, please.
No. No, Dorian, no, I really am. Vicki.
Right, and I'm the Grand Duchess Anastasia.
Damn it, Dorian, this is serious.
Oh, come on, Clint. I know it's serious, but don't worry. I will keep your secret, and so will Asa. I mean, we have both known that you are Nikki and have been for months. I mean, I don't understand. Why do you need to keep pretending?
No, wait a minute, wait. Now, let's straighten something out right now, okay? I am not pretending. I am me. I'm really Vicki. Nicole Smith is gone for good.
Right. If this is the way you want to play it, fine. Fine. It's the rest of the world that you're going to have to worry about.
Dorian.
No. And don't worry about me, please. I will do everything that I can to make sure that Tina doesn't touch any part of the Lord estate, even if it involves my calling you Vicki, even when we're alone, okay?
Dorian, we are telling you the truth
Just
here.
a minute. Now, please, you have to listen to me. Dorian, obviously, Nikki caused some terrible problems, but they are over and done with. She is gone. I am now and will be for the rest of my life Vicki, and only Vicki.
Fine. Have it your way. But honestly, can't we have just a bit of mutual trust here? Asa and I are willing to go out on a limb for you.
Out on a limb? Dorian, what the hell do we have to do to convince you?
Nothing. I'm already convinced.
Oh, this isn't going to get us anywhere. I'm sorry, Dorian, but you will have to excuse us. Clint and I have had pretty overwhelming couple of days, and to be come home and hit with this.
Of course, of course. But I do have something else I wanted to talk to you
Dorian,
about.
whatever it is, it'll keep.
No, I really, just take a minute.
We'll call you.
All right. Goodbye for now, Vicki.
Is this what we're going to be faced with now? We have to spend all our time convincing everybody that I am me?
I mean, that's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is what Tina might try and pull.
That's right. In a court of law, it would be her word against ours, wouldn't it?
Ours, Dorian's, Ace's.
Yes, but it says right in here that she has somebody who is going to testify that, yes, I am Nikki Smith.
Who?
Well, it doesn't say who it is. But the point is that Nikki could know people. She could have all kinds of friends that you and I have absolutely no knowledge of.
Look, what it comes down to is them telling the court that you are Nikki Smith and you denying it. But you're the one that's telling the truth, honey.
I don't think that Tina would go to all this trouble if she didn't think she had something that would stick. What are we going to do?
Get some indisputable proof that you really are Vicki Buchanan.
Well, where are you going to go?
I'm going to go talk to the man who will be our star witness if this thing ever comes to trial.
I'll leave a note. Tell her how sorry I am. What's this? The letter from Ramona? So what was delivered to Dr.
I'll be ready
Pope?
to leave. Okay.
What's this? Looks like the letter from Ramona. Then what was delivered to Dr. Polk?
Cassie!
Tracy, what are you doing in my room?
I want an answer, Cassie, now!
One person can come up with garbage like this.
Tina Lord?
You got it, baby.
Yeah, but why would she make up a batch of lies?
Look, Tina's been after Victoria's blood since day one.
So you really don't think there's any truth in this?
Oh, yeah, and the sky's about to fall down this afternoon, too. Come on, baby, you met Vicki Buchanan.
I know, it's a wild story, but still in all, it's
But don't you see what's happening? Tina couldn't nail Vicki for taking part in her own kidnapping, so she comes up with this pile of trash. I wouldn't pick up after my dog with that.
I can't see anybody doing that to their own sister, you know?
Yeah, well, it's happening. I'm gonna make sure Vicki stays out of the whole mess.
You make sure you stay out of a mess, too. You know, you shouldn't even be here in the hospital. I know that Dr. Wolick and you got everything all straightened out, but you see, especially with them having this extra security on, it's not safe.
For what?
The guy who kidnapped Vicki and tried to murder her husband, he's coming out of his coma.
Stick? His room's up on his wing, right?
Yeah, it's down a few corridors, but
Right.
don't you go and get involved, okay?
Hey, I'm cool. Don't worry about it.
No, I mean, I've been getting a lot of heat from Dr. Wolick and my old man about you, okay? Just
So-
cool it.
Now, wait a minute, well, what is that supposed to mean?
I'm just telling you not to meet me here in the hospital, okay? At least until the stick thing rolls over.
Wait, when is everybody gonna get off my back, Lisa? I mean, I've done every can I know to prove myself to people. People still want to see my butt behind bars. While some hooker like Tina's walking around stepping all over his sister
Bobby, come
Victoria.
on.
And what? Shh. Maybe we should see each other someplace else.
Yeah.
Be more careful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, give me some of that bunny rabbit. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Wait a minute. Where are you going?
I got some important business to take care of. All right?
Where you, Bobby?
baby.
If what do you think?
Well, it might work, but a lot of pieces have to fall into place.
Do you have a better idea?
Not right off, no.
Well, then. Besides which, it's always seemed to me that you have a real talent for helping pieces fall into place. That's a talent I happen to share with you. As a matter of fact, Woody dear, don't you, have talents in that sort of thing?
What sort of thing? I got your message, Asa. What? She'll tell you.
Oh, okay. Woody, how long do you think it would take you to get ready to fly to Malakeva?
Let's see, it's 1:30 now. File a flight plan, gas it up, say 4 o'clock?
Great, go to it.
Well, you and Ace are both going?
Neither one of us.
Your passenger is going to be Pamela Stewart.
Apologize. I saw Rob at Dr. Polk's office when he hand-delivered the letter from your Aunt Ramona.
Well, yeah, I really appreciated that. You know, he insisted on delivering it himself so that nobody could accuse me of not sending it.
Nobody meaning me, right?
Well?
No, it's okay. Believe me, I realized that I was at fault. I realized that I did some foolish things.
Oh, so you're admitting that you were wrong about me?
I should have never accused you of lying about Ivan, nor about lying about the letter from your own aunt.
How could you even think that I would do something like that?
I don't know. Believe me, I guess I must have thought that letter had something to do with Ivan somehow.
Well, hasn't Rob been telling you all along that you were wrong about Ivan?
Yeah, and I haven't been listening to him, and all I can say is that I'm sorry, and I hope you accept my apology. And I'll see you later, okay?
Bye. The problem?
To get Pamela out of the country before they can serve her with a subpoena.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to create some kind of a crisis in Malakeva.
My suggestion is that we have some sort of a cable sent to her. Perhaps it could say that her father was desperately ill and was calling for her.
No, I told you, Dorian. Nothing that's going to hurt her.
Oh, Asa, it's true. It was very insensitive of me.
What if we said that the school burned? Oh! No, look, after school was out. I mean, the building was empty. But they're trying to find out a way to rebuild the schoolhouse, and they can't make any plans without Pamela's help.
Oh, Woody, that's very good.
Yeah, okay, let's say she gets the cable. What's going to stop her from picking up that phone and calling Malakeva?
Oh, but Asa, couldn't you take care of that?
How?
All the time you spent in that island, surely you know somebody who could manage to ensure that there were no incoming calls to the island just for a few hours.
Woody, that old boy used to hang around with Jean-Claude at the bar. Wasn't he the island manager of the phone company?
Hey, now that you mention it, yeah.
All right, Dorian, I'll handle that part.
And I'll call and have a cable sent.
No, wait a minute, hold it right now. I tell you something. What happens, she gets there and she finds a school in one piece. That lady will fly back here so fast.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Who says she's going to get to Malakeva?
Well, why wouldn't she?
Yeah, what's going to happen?
Woody, you are going to develop engine trouble. Somewhere around, let's say, Tahiti. And you land the plane, emergency landing, at some remote island. Not deserted, but just the sort of place where it would take days and days for you to get the spare parts to fix the plane. In the meantime, Ace and I would be able to resolve things here. Well, gentlemen, what do you think of my idea?
Your tea, madam.
Thank you, Heron. Just set it down, please. It's all right, I'll pour.
Very well.
Heron?
Yes, madam.
I'm sure that that the entire staff must be aware of certain allegations that have been made against me by my sister.
Yes, madam. Not that it's a matter for our concern.
Oh, but it is, Heron. You're a member of this household, and, well, there are likely to be some rather difficult days ahead, and I think that you should know that this story is partially true. You see, I was Nicky Smith for a while, but now I'm back to what I always was before.
Yes, and I'll continue to serve you just as I always have.
Don't you believe me?
But it's not my place to make judgments on the mistress of the house, madam.
No, of course it isn't, but...
Yes, but would there be anything else, ma'am?
No, that's all, thank you.
Gotta talk.
How's Vicki taking it? Or should I say, Nikki?
Oh, wait a minute, Marcus. Let's get something straight right now. It's Vicki. Vicki, and that's the way it's going to stay. I do think, though, that it's time you knew that, well, you remember a while back when you were suspicious about her being Nikki?
Yes.
Well, you were right. That was Nikki that we brought home from the Mountain View Sanitarium.
When'd you confirm all this?
A couple weeks ago.
You should have come to me right away, Clint.
Well, Marcus, I considered that. Damn it, I knew what you'd tell me. And I decided to try something on my own. I set up a scene using Tina as bait, just like she once used me. I lured her into bed with me, and I had it arranged so that Nikki walked in and discovered us.
You what?
Don't get upset. I know it was risky. I was desperate. But the point is, Marcus, it worked. I got Vicki back. I mean, I saw the transformation take place right in front of me.
Clint, do you realize what an enormous risk you took?
Yes, damn it, I do. But it was a risk I had to take. And what difference does it make now anyway?
I'm astounded that you went ahead with all this without consulting a psychiatrist.
Marcus, do you know where Vicki would be right now if I had gone with a consultation instead of my gut feeling? In a sanitarium, as Nikki. Wait a minute. Marcus, what is it? Hey, you do believe me, don't you?
The cable.
Good.
And not a moment too soon, because Pamela's coming up the drive.
Gonna see you later. You wait in the den.
Okay.
Ah, you're back.
Ace, I bought a couple dresses. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Why not? By the way, there's a telegram or something here for you.
Telegram?
Well, cable. I didn't take much notice of it.
Oh, my goodness. From Malakeva. Oh, my goodness. The school's burned down. No, nobody's hurt, though. It's all right.
Let me see that. Let me see it.
Ace, what am I going to do? I feel so responsible for those kids.
Well, I'll tell you, why don't you fly down there and then you can place them in someplace nice and safe.
Would you mind that, really?
Hell no, I know what those little guys mean to you. Woody's in the den. Wait a minute, I'm buzzing. Woody, get your butt in here.
You know, on second thought, maybe I could take care of this by phone. I mean, there's the mission, and my father would surely give them permission to have the classes over there.
Well, sure, it could save you a trip.
Yes, operator, would you give me the island of Malakeva, please? Yes, I'll hold on.
What's up, Asa? Oh, hi, Pamela.
A little crisis in Malakeva.
What? Oh, my God. Oh, but at least no one was hurt. That's lucky.
Oh, yes, operator, I'm still here. What? Well, how many days? Days, all right. Well, yes, thank you very much. No, I'll have to handle it from here. Bye. Well, the lines are down to Malakeva, and they don't know when they're going to be back in.
Hey, I could fly her down there, Asa.
We're heady, boy. I told her we'd fly down. It's just she has to give the say-so.
Just take me a few minutes. I'll throw a few things in the bag. Oh, Asa, thank you. Thank you. Woody, I'll be right down.
Fooled everyone since you got out of the sanitarium. Maybe this is just another trick.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
Then look at the facts. For months now, she has you believing that she's your wife. And suddenly you discover she's really Nikki. This gives her no other alternatives. She knows all you want is Vicki back. And you're desperate enough to try anything.
You telling me she's pretending?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Don't you think I know my own wife?
You didn't for the first few months, did you? What makes you think she couldn't fool you again?
She wouldn't. She couldn't, Marcus. I told you, I saw it happen in front of my eyes. It was like an exorcism. She went through a living hell.
Now, wait a minute, Clint. How do I know you're not covering for Nikki?
Why would I do that?
For Nikki's sake. Look, I know how charming she can be. Harry O'Neill fell in love with her. Perhaps you have too.
Now, you hold on just a minute.
Look, on top of everything else, if you convince the world that she's really Vicki, then Tina doesn't stand much of a chance now, does she?
Are you accusing me of setting this whole thing up?
I'm only asking you questions.
No. No, you're calling me a liar.
All right, Clint, if you're so convinced, let me examine her right away.
You've already drawn your conclusions.
But Clint, we can't substantiate it one way or the other until I talk to her. Now, I promise you I will be as open-minded as I possibly can.
She's exhausted, Marcus. She is exhausted. She just got home. She is exhausted. The last thing she needs is to be put through some third degree by a psychiatrist.
Look, do you really think I want to add to her pressure?
I think that what Vicki and I deserve is a little more of your trust.
I'm sorry, Clint. No. I had to reserve all my judgment until she comes to see me.
Thank you, Marcus.
Vicki, it's me, Bobby. Are you all right?
I'm sorry. Do we know each other?
Do we... Oh. What?
Do we know each other?
Look, Vicki, if you've been drinking and you bought a little bit on the side, that's cool, because I do that sometimes myself,
No,
you know?
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I realize what's happened here. Let me explain. If you are a friend, then I expect you've seen this publicity, have you?
Yeah, I saw that piece of trash, so what? Wait a minute.
Yes, I'm afraid it's all true.
Wait. So all this time I was knowing you as this Nikki Smith?
You've known Nikki. You see, I've been under the control of my alternate personality, Nicole Smith. She was pretending to be me, but you see, she's gone now, and she's never coming back. However, I have no memory of her. I don't know anything about her, or what she did, or who she met, or who her friends were. So
I'm just a stranger to you.
Yes, I'm sorry, but that's true. Please, could I impose on you just to stay and talk to me just for a few moments and tell me something about, well, Nikki and you. How did you and Nikki meet?
It was a kidnapping.
I told you I don't remember anything. Could you tell me about the kidnapping?
Yeah, you was kidnapped. See, there's this guy, Stick, who's a hood, and he took you to this place called Elmo's. You know about Elmo's? No, you wouldn't, right? So at that time, I was on the wrong side of the law, and I was looking for a place to hide out. When I found out what was going down, I told Stick I'd keep my mouth shut about you if he'd give me a piece of the action. Next thing I know, homeboys jumping on my back trying to kill me.
Let him go! He didn't do anything! Too much! Is it worth a murder rap?
It ain't telling nobody nothing.
He's not gonna go to the cops. He's on the run himself.
I know what they do to things, man. You still want a piece of the action, man? No, you keep it. It's too big league for me. Okay, you got this little lady to thank. But don't you spill a word! I think you're crazy, man! All right, get out of here! And stay away, you hear me? All right. So bottom line is you saved my life, Victoria. And we've been like that ever since. See, it's because of you I went straight. I owe you a hell of a lot.
Well, no, not me, exactly.
Well, no, because I think you would have done the same thing. Now, be straight with me. This really the first you ever heard about this?
Yes, you see, well, it's only recently that I recovered, I guess is the best word, and there's a whole world of things for me to catch up on. Everything that Nicky did, and Clint hasn't had time to explain.
Yeah, well, that's cool. We're gonna take care of that. You know everything about Tina, what she's up to, right?
Part of that seems clear, yes.
Yeah, well, she's out to hurt you, Victoria. And that's what she's been after since the first time I know. And I'm here to tell you, I ain't gonna let it happen.
Well, thank you, but I don't know what you could do.
Well, I could tell him that I only know one woman, Victoria Lord Buchanan. Testify to that. It's gotta be worth something, right?
Would you really do that for me?
Hell yeah. Hey, you ever heard that song, That's What Friends Are For?
No. Oh, Bobby, you really are something. Do you know, I think the nicest thing that I've heard so far about Nikki Smith is that she had a terrific fellow like you for a friend.
It's kind of nice. I like that. So anyway, Tina got me to talk about you being part of your own kidnapping without me knowing about it. And she was putting the whole thing on tape.
To use against me?
Yeah, but see, lucky for us, the Dizzy Broad didn't copy the thing. And I did some what they call second-story work. By the time she thought about it, it was too late. Let's just say I got the tape back to you safe and sound, so everything's cool.
If it hadn't been for you, then she'd have exposed me a long time ago.
Yeah. What's she got against you, Victoria?
How much time have you got, Bobby?
Damn. Oh, Bobby.
Johnny.
Hey, Clint. How's it going? Good. All right. Nice.
Oh, then you know each other already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bobby helped me out of kind of a bit of a bind at the Elmos a couple weeks ago.
I'm beginning to think you're Superman. Bobby's been filling me in on a lot of what's happened.
Oh, he knows the truth, then?
Yeah, I know everything now.
How did it go with Dr. Polk?
I think we're going to have some rough going there, honey.
What, he doesn't believe that I'm Vicki? What? What are we going to do?
He'll come around. He'll come around.
And on top of everything else, Bobby's just told me about my part in my own kidnapping.
Well, I think we can keep a lid on that. Nobody can prove it except Bobby.
Oh, yeah, hey, my lips are sealed.
Oh, I'll take it. You talk.
I don't want to say in front of her, but somebody else knows about this kidnapping. Thomas Stickley.
Well, I thought he was in a coma.
Yeah, he is in a coma, but, I mean, I got word he might be coming out. And if he starts singing, Clint, Vicky's going to be in some hot water.
I'm glad you didn't mention that in front of her.
Yeah, she's got enough to worry about. Tell you what, let me go to the hospital, see what's doing with the stick, and, let's just hope he comes out of his coma with a loss of memory.
We should be so lucky.
Yeah. So, look, I'm going to go check it out, and so we'll say goodbye to Victoria, and I'll be in touch, all right?
Okay, thanks, Bobby.
Working like a charm, eh? So she swallowed it.
For a minute, I thought she was going to get through to Malakeva.
Hey, it looks like that buddy of yours at the Island Phone Company works real fast.
Yeah, I want to tell you something. Pamela's no dummy. The minute she starts putting two and two together.
Hey, no way. She's convinced that the schoolhouse burned to the ground. That's all that's on her mind right now.
Well, that's real good, because Tina had it convinced to testify that Vicki was really Nicole Smith.
Perfect timing.
What about that island where you're supposed to develop engine trouble?
No problem. No telephone, no nothing. By the time I get that engine fixed, the little courtroom scam of Tina's will be nothing but history.
Woody? Look, I'm not going to take anything more than this because I've got everything I need on Malakeva. Listen, are you sure it's all right to take me right now?
At your service.
I don't know how long this is going to take me. I mean, I have to see what kind of a effect it has on the children and everything, and see if I can set up an emergency schoolroom and replace whatever books and papers they've lost, you know.
Don't forget something. I'm going to pay for everything.
Yes, I know. I'll be gone, I don't know, maybe months until we get a school built. I guess this is goodbye for a while. Look, we'll keep in touch by phone.
I'll walk you to the car.
Pamela, you have a telephone call.
I can't take a phone call right now.
But she says it's quite urgent. Miss Tina Lord.
You have no time for any phone calls.
Yeah, we've got to get to the airport. We've got to get clearance.
You tell Tina that Pamela's already left and you don't know when she'll be back. You what I tell you? Jean-Claude, move.
I'm sorry, monsieur, but the call is not for you. It's for Miss Pamela.
Tell Tina that I'm going to be gone for a while because of a crisis in Malakeva.
Your father is
No, he's fine. It's the schoolhouse. It burned down.
Oh, mon Dieu, the little children. My nephew Pierre.
Don't worry, they're just fine. Apparently it all happened while the school was not in session. No, it was all right. He's from Malacca. He needs to know the truth.
But I don't understand. I just spoke to my little nephew Pierre this morning.
You did?
Yes, and he said nothing about the schoolhouse.
What time did you call Pierre?
No later than 10 or 11.
Oh, there you are. It just happened, probably within the hour.
Yeah, the call just came in a little while ago. The fire knocked out all the phone service to the island.
Do me one service, please. Check on Pierre.
Oh, of course, Jean-Claude, of course. I'd be glad to.
Au revoir, Pamela.
Au revoir. Hurry up. I don't want you to keep Tina waiting. It's all right. You don't have to walk me to the car.
Remember what I told you. I want to pay for everything, a whole new school, anything you need.
I know.
Pamela.
It's all right. I'll be in touch with you just as soon as I can.
Dear Dr. Polk, I'm afraid for my life. I've come to the terrifying conclusion that my niece Tracy... My niece Tracy what?
You all set, Tracy? What? I'm gonna wheel you down to the office for discharge.
Oh,
Hop
look,
on.
you know I can walk.
Sorry, hospital regulations. And I'm going strictly by the rules now.
Do you mind, like, just waiting for a little while? Because I wanted to get some things together. Is that okay?
Sure, no problem. I'll tell you what, I'll go and check on some patients, and then I'll come back and get you.
Oh, that's super.
Right?
Great, yeah.
Hey, Lisa.
Bobby, you promised not to come around the hospital.
No, something came up. Look, I need your help. All you gotta do is point me in the direction where the linen closet is, where y'all keep your uniforms.
What for?
Because I'm asking you, Lisa.
And what do you want with the linen closet? Are you taking in laundry now?
Trust me, all right?
You know, I hope you're not getting yourself into trouble again.
I forget. I'll find it myself.
No, Bobby, don't go.
Look, baby, if I could tell you what was going down, I would. I need your help real bad right now.
Okay, down the hallway, third door on the left.
All right, thanks, babe.
Dear Dr. Polk, I'm afraid for my life. I've come to the terrifying conclusion that my niece Tracy, obsessed by seeing you. This has to be Ramona's original letter. But why did Tracy tear this up and forge another one? Dear Dr. Polk, I'm afraid for my life. Okay, Ramona thought she was in danger. Maybe she thought Ivan was really after her. I've come to the terrifying conclusion that my niece Tracy... My niece Tracy what? Did she think Ivan could have been after her too? Doesn't make any sense. If only I had the rest of the pieces. Could it be that Tracy's right? Ivan did kill Ramona and now he's after her? No way. Why was Tracy so desperate to make sure Dr. Polk never got this? And what is this last phrase? Seeing you. What could that mean?
Go.
Like a charm.
Why aren't you smiling?
Because I hate like hell lying to Pamela. I've been doing it for years.
How would you grow up? This is war.
Yes, I know, and I gotta hand it to you for your wartime strategy. I didn't think that plan would work.
Are they safely up in the air?
Not yet. Woody's got to wait for clearance before they take off, but they'll be on their way to the South Pacific before you know it.
Great. One problem is out of the way. Now we've got an even more sticky one. I went over to see your son, Clint.
He bring that Nikki back with him?
That's the problem. He's claiming that she's Vicki.
What?
Yes. Now, Asa, you've got to do something about this. Otherwise, Tina is going to end up with Vicki's share of the Lord estate.
Look, I cannot go storming over there. I'm liable to mess up things for good.
Yes, you can, Asa. He is your son, and you've got to help him.
Flight 714 now boarding at gate 6.
When do you think they're going to announce us?
Well, after the regular commercial flights, then they'll make a general announcement about small craft, and we'll head out to the runway. It shouldn't be much longer.
Well, as long as we have time, maybe I should return that phone call to Tina.
No. I mean, forget it. Why bother? We're going to Malakeva. She probably just wants to throw some other problem on your lap.
Yeah, you're probably right. Wonder if I can get through to Malakeva right now.
Well, you know how hard it is to restore service to an island. Besides, there's nothing you can do over the phone.
Why are you so jumpy?
Me?
Mr. Alperin to the information desk, please. Mr. Alperin.
You have been nervous since we left the mansion.
I'm just anxious. It's only because you're anxious to get back.
Well, being nervous isn't going to get us there any faster. I mean, the schoolhouse burned down, nobody was hurt, so...
Well, you're pretty calm about this all of a sudden.
You know, actually, there is only one thing that really, really bothers me. And I think you might be able to help me with that.
Shoot.
What were you going to say to me when we got to Malakeva and I discovered that the schoolhouse did not burn down?
On a cloudy day, when it's cold outside, I got the month of May, yeah. Excuse me, you mind moving a little bit to the side?
Well, where do you think you're going?
Well, I'll be going to unemployment if I don't get my job done. This room 522, right? Yeah, the man needs his sheets changed.
Well, the man happens to be a dangerous criminal.
That's what that means. You don't get clean sheets? You a trip, man. Look, I got to get in the door. Look, I've been here plenty of times, no problem. Come on, homeboy, let me do my job.
All right, homeboy.
All right.
You just stay on your toes, though.
There it is. Yes, sir. All right. Make sure the boss keep you around.
Yeah, I'll let him know.
All right. Yeah.
Stick.
Stick. Oh, man, it's me, Bobby Blue. Yo, man!
I still can't figure this out. Maybe Dr. Polk would know, or Larry.
Lisa. Hi. Have you seen Dr. Wallach around? Not in a little while, but I could tell him that you're looking for him.
No,
if
it's
you
not
want.
that important. Are you okay?
Yeah, just a little busy.
I shouldn't show this to Larry anyway. Dr. Polk's the only one who might figure it out.
I'll be seeing you in all your familiar places.
Seashore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we should have done? We should have sent for the children and stayed there. Then we wouldn't have had to come home and face all of this.
Here. Huh?
I cannot believe that this is happening to us. First of all, we come home and Dorian hits us with that rag of a newspaper. That's not bad enough. Since we've been home, all this stuff has been piling up one on top of the other. Darling, what are we going to do if nobody believes that I'm Vicki?
We will find a way to convince him.
But if Dr. Polk won't back me up?
Honey, I guarantee you Dr. Polk will come around once you are up to seeing him.
Honey, suppose he doesn't believe me. He didn't believe you, did he? He already thinks that Nikki is out there playing the game of her life. Meanwhile, Tina is out there doing exactly what she threatened she was going to do all along. Darling, is it possible? Could she really take everything? Could she come in here and take it all? I mean, now that I'm finally well, is she going to have me declared mentally incompetent and have me committed? Clint, is it possible?
It cannot happen. It is not going to happen. It won't happen. Wait a minute. I know exactly how to handle Miss Tina. Handle this for us, Reverend? Sure means a lot to us. 10 o'clock then. Terrific. We'll both look forward to seeing you then.
Did I hear that conversation correctly?
Why? Does my very own wife have something against remarrying her very own husband?
Oh, Clint Buchanan, you are a wonder. But you know, I have considered us very much married all along.
So have I. However, since Nikki got us officially divorced, We're just gonna have to go through it again. That means another wedding night.
I wish it weren't under such pressure, though.
So do I. But you do understand the importance of it, don't you?
Well, sure, if you're married to me again, if you're my husband, that eliminates Tina as the next of kin. But isn't it going to look rather suspicious?
Why should it?
Well, Tina is going to accuse us of pulling some sort of last-minute maneuvers, isn't she?
Yeah, so what? The only thing that's going to matter to the courts is that we are husband and wife.
But the sanitarium, can she still have me committed?
It's going to be a hell of a lot harder for her to do anything as long as I'm your next of kin.
We still have a problem.
What?
The license.
And the blood test.
What are we gonna do?
Have to get somebody to pull some strings for us in the right places. And I know the man that's just the right one to do it. And so do you.
Asa.
You got it.
Hello?
Yeah, Pa, it's Clint.
I thought you might call, son. Dorian told me about her visit with you before.
Yeah? Well, forget about that for now, Pa. I need your help.
What can I do for you?
Vicki and I are getting married tonight.
What's the big rush, son?
You've seen the papers, haven't you, Pa? All you gotta do is put it together. And please don't give me any of that bull that I was getting from Dorian about Nikki Smith. Nikki Smith is gone. This is Vicki. She's standing right next to me. I got my arms around her. And we intend to get married at 10 o'clock tonight.
You got yourself a minister?
Yeah, but I need you to cut through some red tape for me. Can you handle that for us?
Yeah, I suppose I'd call Judge Hawkins. He could messenger a license over to you real quick and maybe even, waive the blood test, seeing how you were just married.
Well, that's what I want to know. Will you do it?
Answer my question first, Clint. Do you really know who you are marrying?
I already told you, Pa. I'm not going to go through it again. Now, you're going to help us, or aren't you?
I'm going to have to think about it.
Too much time. Either you help me now, or I try and work it out some other way.
I should turn you down, son, but I can't.
All right. We got to work fast, Pa.
I'm moving already. Bye.
He's going to help us then?
I knew he'd come through for us, honey. Everything is fine now. Everything is going to be coming up roses.
Why is it that I have a funny feeling that something is going to go wrong?
Schoolhouse was never... What are you talking about, Pamela?
Woody. Oh, come on, stop it. I don't like being lied to. Tell me something. Aren't you surprised? I'm not angry.
Well, yeah.
Dorian and Asa, they cooked that whole thing up about the schoolhouse, didn't they?
I didn't say that.
No, you didn't have to say anything. I mean, they really wanted to get me out of Landview, didn't they? So I couldn't be subpoenaed to testify for Tina. And you know what?
What?
I can't tell you how relieved I am.
Excuse me, am I hearing this correctly?
You are indeed. It was a terrible dilemma. Between Asa and Tina, I didn't know which way to turn.
You mean you're actually happy about this?
Last call
If I
on
had
flight
had to
714,
testify
boarding
for
at
Tina,
gate 6.
that would have been the final wedge between Asa and I, and then I would have been involved in the Nikki, Vicki, all that nonsense, and probably ended up hurting people I don't even know, Woody. This way, nobody can force me to testify. I'm really officially off the hook. Isn't it great?
I mean, if only somebody had thought about telling you in the first place.
Yeah, it would have saved you guys all that trouble, but it wouldn't have been half as much fun now, would it? I mean, after all we have to do now is laze around on some tropical island. Tell me, which island did you pick?
You know about that, too?
Of course I do. Well, first we're going to have engine trouble, then we were going to have some kind of an emergency landing without a phone until the trial was over, and then...
Wait, how did you find out?
That was the easy part. It's too bad you had to go all that trouble for nothing.
Oh, what are you telling me? You're not going now?
No, of course I'm going. We're both going. But not to some forgotten island, Woody. We're going to Malacava. Well, you're taking me.
I am?
You bet. If I'm going to have a whole week without having to worry about the problems of being Mrs. Asa Buchanan, I'd much rather spend them with my father and the school children.
Your attention, please. Private aircraft may now prepare for clearance. Repeat, private aircraft may now prepare for clearance.
That's us. Malacava it is.
Yahoo!
If I remember you, Bobby Blue. You tried to hustle me once, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't do it now, did I?
I could have killed you, but I didn't. I think you owe me one, man. I gotta get out of here.
And man, I can't do that. They got cops all over this place.
You got in here, right?
But I can't get out now. Come on, man. Get off me.
I gotta ask you something. You remember anything? Remember anything all about Victoria Buchanan?
Maybe I do and maybe I don't. What's it to you?
It's like I know how much you remember about what went down. Come on, man, it's important to me. Come on, talk to me, Stick.
I don't remember.
You don't remember, Stick. Come on. Man, don't be falling asleep on me. Stick. Stick.
If I could just figure out what Tracy's aunt wanted Dr. Polk to know. I'm afraid for my life. I've come to the terrifying conclusion that my niece Tracy... My niece Tracy what? Was Ramona afraid that Tracy was right about Ivan? And why are the words "seeing you" capitalized?
Cassie?
Tracy, I was just on my way out.
Not with something that belongs to me, you're not.
My first night home, and what are we doing? We're not sitting here with the children or with our friends. We're trying to outwit Tina.
But we are getting married again. Why not look at that side of it?
Because then I have to look back at Nikki and how she ruined our lives for all those months with Tina's help. My dear, sweet sister. Oh, no. All I want is your acceptance and my name. And do you believe that I actually felt sorry for her? And your father, having to think twice about coming to our wedding.
Well, sweetheart, I didn't realize myself that he had so many doubts about your identity. But once he gets here, we'll tell him everything.
Listen, Tina can't do anything in the next couple of hours, can she?
Why would it even occur to her, honey? She doesn't know we're back. And she certainly doesn't know that we are going to be remarried. Hello, Pa.
Evening.
Oh, Asa, it's wonderful to see you. How are my babies?
They're fine, just fine.
I can't wait to see them. I think they probably have grown so much I won't even recognize them.
I'm over here because I think this is the best, but you don't have to pretend you're Vicki in front of me anymore, Nikki. I'll get it, Adam. Bonjour, Jean-Claude at your service. Ah, Mademoiselle Laure.
Well, Jean-Claude, what a nice surprise.
Well, Madame Pamela needed a friend.
Well, how nice of you. You know, I would do anything for Pamela.
Of course. We are also grateful to you for exposing the truth, but those of us who love Pamela are worried now that for her staying here, she's very unhappy.
Well, maybe you'll just take a little patience, that's all. So, could you just tell Pam I'm here to see her?
I'm afraid that she left for Malacava a few hours ago.
What? But she couldn't have.
Well, the school burned to the ground and...
Oh, no. No, you see, I need her to testify for me. In fact, I just got off the phone with my lawyer, and he said we practically don't even have a case without her.
Well, you must understand how Pamela feels about the children.
Oh, no, what am I going to do?
Okay, at least I can talk to Asa. He's here, isn't he?
I am afraid not, mademoiselle. He left about 20 minutes ago.
Well, did he say where he went?
Mais oui, he went to Landview to be best man at his son's wedding.
What? Tonight?
You thought I was dumb, didn't you, Blue Bobby Blue? Well, who looks dumb now, man? I remember that night. Oh, man, take it easy, man. Come on, my man, slow down. You pull a girl and faint in the hall, and this is not going to go down as the great escape. Now, I got to get by that guard. How am I going to do that?
Hey, Lisa, what's going on?
Oh, Hark, it's my guardian angel, Dr. Hall.
Tell me what's happening.
Oh, nothing, sir. I'm on my shift and working, sir.
I heard that Bobby Blue was around here a little bit earlier.
Oh, you just happened to hear, huh?
Yeah, a staff member told me.
Oh, give me a break, Josh. I know you've got your spies watching me.
Would I do that to you? Just that Blue's reputation around here is not too hot.
Okay, well, fine. He came and he said hi, and then he left. The end.
Look, why don't you tell him to stop showing up? Because if Dr. Wolek finds out...
Who's going to tell him, you or the little spies?
Nobody's going to tell him anything. It's just that if you keep it up, the word gets out.
Oh, yeah, I know all your stories, Josh, but thank you for telling me again. Is there anything else?
Yes, I'd love to get past this attitude problem of yours.
It's not my attitude. It's yours. I'm taking all my cues from you. I'll change when you change.
When are you going to learn to perform up to your potential, Lisa? When are you going to get some gratification from the job? Is that asking too much?
Well, look, right now I have to get back to work because the little spies will tell my boss that I'm talking to you.
Wait a minute. That orderly's wearing hospital slippers. Guard, is Stickley still in his room? Oh, he's gone. Damn it. Oh, look, he knocked out the orderly. I don't believe it. I'll take care of him. Stickley's running down the hall in an orderly's uniform.
It's Nikki he's marrying, not Vicki. And I'm sure of it because he set me up to try and bring Vicki back. But it didn't work.
Nikki, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you were running away from me.
What are you apologizing to her for? I'm the victim here.
Stop it, Tina.
You probably won't be able to forgive me, but...
What about my forgiveness? You lied to me. You told me you didn't care about Vicki.
Yes, I lied to you. These were all lies. But it's what you wanted to hear, Tina. It's what you've been aiming for. Ever since you set your sights on your sister's husband. All right, you wanted it, you got it. Dream come true.
What, so you just seduced me to shut me?
Right again.
Even though I really loved you,
Oh,
I
loved
wanted
me.
you.
Oh, loved me and wanted me? You seduced me. You seduced me when I was so drunk I didn't even know my right name. Well, let me tell you something. Holding you and kissing you, sober, is the toughest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Now, get out of here. Looking at you makes me sick.
You lousy liar. You keep being the loyal husband, the wonderful father, huh? Is this the way you treat the mother of your own child?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. There is no child, Tina. You faked that doctor's report. You had it faked. Dorian told me.
Dorian?
Dorian! She got the goods on you. And she had the common decency to tell me about it. And you know something else I know for sure? We didn't make love that night. We didn't make love at all. You rigged it. You staged it just like I staged this.
It's wrong. We did make love.
We did not make love. We did no such thing. The only woman I want to make love to is Vicki. Because Vicki is the only woman I love. And if I can't have her, then I will love Nikki. But Tina, I will never, ever, ever love you. You conniving little tramp. Now get out of here. You got 5 seconds before I wring your lying little neck.
Hey, yes!
Oh, stop that! Stop that!
No, I'm getting out of here, and I will tell you one more thing. We are starting out fresh.
Oh, yeah.
As enemies because you have made one for life. You're bleeding. No, and we did not make love that night because, no, you had to call for Vicki, who is dead and gone, even though I loved you.
Oh, I
but
think
you
I'm
can
gonna
rot
vomit.
in hell for all I care. And if I ever get any opportunity to make that hell any worse, believe me, I'm going to do it, and I am going to make both of you regret it. Jean-Claude, I have to make a phone call. It is very urgent.
By all means. There's a telephone right there.
Thank you. Oh, please. Please, you haven't left your office yet.
Dr. Polk speaking.
Oh, Dr. Polk, thank goodness you're still there.
Who is this, please?
It's Tina.
I understand your skepticism, but I can assure you I am now in my right mind. I am no longer Nicole, masquerading as Vicki. I'm truly Vicki now.
That's right, Pa. Now welcome her home, will you?
Look, I'm not here to cause any trouble or pass any judgment. I've had my suspicions right along.
You were right to, but what you don't understand is that I finally figured it out. And I called Nikki on it, right after the divorce.
See, I've seen you since then. You were out with her.
Yes. Yeah, I decided to go along with her and let her pretend to other people that she was Vicki. It was the only way I could think of, Pa, to get close enough to her to get my wife back.
That's right. And I'm so grateful that he did, because otherwise I would not be standing here. You don't even believe that I am here, do you?
I wish to God I did.
Pa, for crying out loud, don't you trust me?
Yes, you I trust. Look, I came over here to do something you want. I don't want to debate personalities. You want to marry this lady, fine.
This lady is Vicki, Pa. Now, we've been celebrating that. We wanted you to join us.
Look, if that's true, why do you have to remarry her? In the eyes of the law, she's still your wife if she's Vicki Buchanan.
So we have to stop Tina. You read the National Intruder expose, didn't you?
Yes, it was time she was going to act on that document your daddy left. Is this going to... I don't think this is going to stop her.
She will be stopped once Dr. Polk interviews Vicki and realizes that Vicki is back.
You're going to do this?
Of course I'm going to do that. Yes, I will do anything to get my life back to normal and to get our children to come home to Clint and to me.
And this time, sweetheart, we will keep a step or two ahead of Tina. Now, would you knock off the non-believer act? Would I be this happy if she weren't Vicki?
Darling, please, it's not his fault. From what you told me, Nicky did a fabulous job of convincing everybody.
Yeah, right. And now you just think that she's a better actress and she's got me fully convinced. Is that it?
Clint, it's not my place to judge this.
But you are judging it. Paul, listen to me. I pulled a trick on Nikki, using Tina. Now, I know it was a low thing to do on Tina, but she deserved it.
You have no quarrel with me with that.
All right. Tina left in a rage, and Nikki just faded away. And suddenly, I had my beautiful, charming, loving wife back. Pa, it was the most profound moment of my life.
Asa, I feel as if I've been on the moon for months and months. And Clint has slowly been filling me in. And I'm so very grateful to him for believing in me and for not giving up.
Yeah, he's not a quitter, that's for sure, honey.
Listen to your tone of voice. It's filled with skepticism. Paul, why would I lie to you?
Look, you know something? I ran out of that house of mine. I forgot a tie, and I can't be your best man without a tie. You got any ties around here?
Yeah, I've got ties around here. I didn't move everything over to your place.
Good, I'll rustle up herring because I got to wear a tie at your wedding.
Wait, Paul, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You think I'm marrying Nikki Smith, don't you? Come on, admit it. Admit... Pa!
Darling, I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
I don't know if I think I ought to take an axe handle up alongside his head.
You can't blame him. You can't blame anybody. This whole situation is positively ridiculous.
Well, let's not start laughing. We won't stop. I mean, we can get hysterical on this thing.
I know, and that caught us both off to the sanitarium. You know what I would like? I would like 5 minutes alone with Tina. Believe me, I would convince her who I really am.
Well, I'm sure you could, sweetheart, but it would not stop her. She is determined to get what she can get any way she can get it. Now, she blew her claim to Dorian's estate. She's blown every chance she had with you, every chance with me. There's nothing left for her but to go after the Lord estate.
You know what's even more disgusting? If I were still Nikki, Nikki's the one who saved her from a murder charge, and this is how she repays her, trying to have her committed.
Well, no doubt she has that all rationalized, sweetheart, that she's doing it only
to help out her sister's best interests. But we are off the point again.
What is the point again?
Us. Tonight is going to be our wedding night. Have you chosen your outfit?
Want to help?
Yes, I know exactly what I'd like you to wear.
Where are your clothes?
What the hell?
Why did you get this?
So you're a friend of Stickley's, huh? Yeah, where is he? Did he get away? Thanks to you, he just might. Listen, why don't you see if you can stand up? Take it real slow. Yeah. Oh, what is it, merry-go-round or something? Yeah, tell me, how many fingers am I holding up? I don't have time for your guessing games. I gotta get out of here. Hold it, you're not going anywhere. The police are on their way. Here we are, the scene of the crime, and as usual, you're center stage. That's funny, Doc, so are you. Lisa, why don't you get away from here, because when the police get here, it's going to be pretty awkward for you.
I'm not going anywhere. Bobby,
One time, I'll agree with Josh. Go ahead, baby.
Why did you do this?
All I did was get waxed on the head. Why don't you just go ahead? All right.
No, I don't understand. You told me that you were going to go straight.
And ever since I made you that promise, I've been seeing more trouble than a judge. Now, go on, baby. Am I bleeding? Thanks. The good providence wood doesn't bleed. Come on. Please find that guy stick. Freaked out dude, man. Dad.
Hey, Josh. What was the prisoner doing in Stickley's room?
Well, I found him here unconscious, and Stickley made off in an orderly's uniform. And Bobby's not wearing any clothes. What do you think?
You came in here in an orderly's uniform?
Look, the dude whacked me over the head. Why don't you go follow him? He's just hassling me all the time.
I'll fix him up. We'll take him in.
For what?
Aiding and abetting an escape of a felon. How's that?
Look, I came in here to ask the man some questions, and he jumped...
Yeah, nice scenario. Save your breath.
Pardon, Tracy?
I said that I want this back. You don't know what you're doing, you little brat. I don't know what kind of game you're playing. You arrested for stealing.
Oh,
For
throw it out of the
stealing
hospital. What is going on here?
I don't know. Cassie is still trying to protect Ivan Kick. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Just keep your voices down. What is going on? Please tell me.
Okay, when I was gone, she went in my room and took a letter that belongs to me.
Is that true, Cassie?
That letter does not belong to her.
Look, it's mine. It's from my aunt, and she's got it, and I want it back.
Larry, you don't seem to understand what's at stake here.
If they're not here, I guess we're going to have to do this alone.
Yes, sir.
You know something? Most of my life, I had a woman or a butler kind of coordinate my clothes. Left up to me, I'd put a blue tie with a blue suit, black on black, brown on brown. You know what I mean?
I do indeed, Mr. Buchanan. So if you'd like, I'll help you pick one out. In fact, I'd say this one is perfect, huh?
I hate it.
However, this one, I believe, would do equally as well, sir.
Forget the ties for a moment. What do you think about this wedding?
Well, it was a very sad day in this house, the day that Mr. and Mrs. Buchanan divorced, sir, but the staff is very happy now that they're remarrying.
What's your opinion of Vicki?
Well, I've always held her in the highest esteem, sir.
Mm-hmm. That's not what I mean. What I mean is, how does she act, walk, talk, you know?
Well, she's a reflection of her fine breeding, sir.
That is not what I mean, and you know it. Heron, who the hell is she? Nikki or Vicki?
You know, actually, upon reflection, sir, I believe that this tie would blend very well with your son.
I gotta hand it to you, Heron. You got diplomacy down to an art. I'd steal you from this household and put you in charge of mine, except I've got one butler too many now.
This is a painkiller. About all you need since you don't have a concussion.
All right, Josh, I'd like to talk to the prisoner alone, all right? And ask Lisa Barron to come in here. I'll question her, too.
Dad, Lisa had nothing to do with this. Bobby was unconscious, and she came in after I found him here.
I said to get her, would you please?
Yes, sir.
So why did Stick call for you? So you could come in here and help him get out of the hospital?
Stick didn't call for me. I heard he was waking up out of his coma. I thought I'd come check it out.
Why?
I just wondered. I couldn't believe this.
Yeah, you wondered what he would say to the cops, right? Maybe that you were an accomplice in the Vicki Buchanan kidnapping?
Oh, come on. This is tired. You starting this again?
Yeah, I've always suspected you were linked in it somehow. Now, you were sneaking in here to give us a little bit more ammunition. You were supposed to help him get out of here, but he double-crossed you, didn't he?
Let me tell you something about Stick, Captain. He tried to kill me once.
I wouldn't help him get out of here if he paid me.
Yeah, right.
I was doing a favor for checking something out. Stick acted like he was real weak and he couldn't hear me, so like an amateur, I bent down and he hit me on the head. And I was out. And so was he, so why don't you go find him?
Isn't it amazing how you're always an innocent victim in the middle of a lot of trouble?
Starting to be a habit, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's nice to see you again, Lisa. Speaking of bad habits. Thank you, Josh.
Got a headache, guy, in a year or two.
Lisa, did you help Blue get a orderly's uniform?
She didn't even know I was in the hospital,
I'm talking to Lisa. Shut up.
I didn't even know he was in the hospital, Captain. Not until I saw Josh run into the prisoner's room. I took a look in and saw him lying there on the floor, hurt.
That's your story. You're not going to change it, huh?
It's the truth. Why should I change it?
Because I don't believe it. How would he know how to find an orderly's uniform without help?
I'm a genius, Captain.
Good.
Dad, a real orderly found these in the linen closet on this floor.
Need your clothes?
Oh, Josh, you right on the money today. You just a good old little boy.
Yeah, okay, put them on. We don't want you to freeze on the way to the station.
Oh, but Captain, you can't arrest him. Come on.
Captain, someone else just noticed an orderly wearing the hospital slippers. Stick is still in the building. Now, we blocked the exits and we're combing the rooms. There's no way he's going to get out of here. No way.
I need a hostage, and I need a driver. You are. Stop it. I could snap your neck like a chicken. I got nothing to lose. Do you understand me? Yes, we're going to walk right out to the parking lot. Just like you came here to meet me, and we're going home. We're going to go straight to your car, and we're going to get in. Now, I'm going to take this off you. But if you try anything, girl, I'm going to be all over you. You got that? Just nod your head if you understand. Okay? Okay. Nice and easy, does it? Hey!
Dad! Dad! Help me! Help me! Please! Be careful! Somebody help me! Help! Help! Somebody! Please! Help! Somebody, please! Help! Help! Stop it! Don't you Daddy, please! Stop! Stop it! Stop it! What do you think you're doing? Please! Help! Help!
Freeze! Stick! Get him up! I said up! I can't. I got nothing left.
Dad, are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. Captain, I've got the suspect. The east corridor to the parking lot. And bring a doctor. I'm glad you're here. Cuff the creep, will you?
I can't believe that you walked in when you did.
Me either. Who is that guy?
I don't know who he is. I have no idea. What's going on?
Miss, go on out.
Cassie!
I said get
What
moving.
happened?
Please, miss. Come on, miss, please. Come on, move along. Miss, please, would you just please move along? Thank you. Please. Let's go. People, please, move along.
All right, good work.
Doctor, I think there's some people need to come on, sir. Cassie, Mr. Callison. Wait a sec, hurts, son.
He knocked the wind out of me. I think he got
Welcome back to the real world, Stick.
Hey, Capitan, what are you doing?
Get him on his feet.
Come on, let's go. Let's get up. Come on.
Thank you, man. You gonna take me back to bed? I'm very, very tired.
You're going to a jail cell. You'll have plenty of time to rest up there. While you're conscious, maybe you can answer a few questions about the kidnapping of Vicki Buchanan,
Ooh, that is one weird lady, man. How's she doing? She in a nut house or something?
Now, why would you say that?
Well, don't you know, Captain? She staged the whole thing. Her idea, top to bottom. Except getting caught. We were going to split that $2 million, man. Only thing you can hold me for is doing a job I was paid to do. You don't believe me, man? Ask Bobby Blue. He saw it.
You were one accomplice?
No, man. I was going to kill him, but Vicki got nuts. But he saw Captain. He saw her and me working on the whole gig.
Your father is waiting downstairs all alone.
How would you like to spend our honeymoon here? I mean, right here in this bed.
I would love it. Nevertheless, your father is waiting downstairs all alone. So, what dress do you want me to wear?
Oh, yeah. This one.
I wore that on our last anniversary.
It has special meaning for me.
You got it. You know what? I wish we could have a really, really nice big wedding with all our friends there. Of course, none of our friends would understand the significance of this wedding.
Well, as soon as we get this Tina mess cleared up, we'll throw a big party. I mean, the biggest, bestest party we've ever had. Won't be long now, sweetheart. And we can return to those long ago days of normal.
And hopefully, nothing, no one will ever harm us again.
I am here about Vicki Buchanan, Doctor.
I was just looking for my gloves.
On second thought, Tina, maybe you ought to stick around. We might need to talk to you later. Dr. Thomas Stickley, the alleged kidnapper, claims that Vicki Buchanan was actually in on her own kidnapping.
This to me. I'm a little sore, that's all. It's treating me like an old man. I don't have to be in this thing.
Dad, it's just a precaution until Josh can examine you.
Too bad they didn't teach karate in law school.
You fought very well. What were you doing at the hospital anyway?
You know who Ryan Copeland is, the district attorney? Had a heart attack.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's resigning. I was coming to see him. He's recommending that I finish out his post.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Guess if this incident hits the papers, I'll be tagged a real Law and Order DA, won't I? What were you doing at the hospital?
That's a long story, but I'll tell you about it sometime. It concerns Tracy James.
Who's that?
That's another long story.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Callison.
Hi, Josh.
We are ready for you an X-ray.
Oh,
Yeah, I would like to know if that kidney of mine is still in the same place.
Oops.
All right, baby. Dorian, I'm sure the X-rays will show the old man is just fine. No broken bones, or...
You see, Dad? Now take it easy. Come on. Oh. I keep thinking we should call Mom.
Why? She just says she's too busy with Asa Buchanan and that wife of his. You believe her?
Yes.
How about you and Rob? Any progress?
It's getting worse.
Oh.
You know what? I'm so angry. I feel like he's not even giving me the slightest chance.
Well, it's just grief over
No,
his
it's
mother.
not
Isn't
grief
it, huh?
anymore. I mean, he just thinks I'm wrong, period. And I'm beginning to think that I'm wrong about him. All along, my instincts have just been wrong.
Sweetheart, don't give up on him. Please, please. Look, every marriage has rough spots. It's a little rougher than normal, I admit, but it'll work out.
Maybe it's over.
No. Hey, what about that long story you had to tell me?
I'll tell you about that later, Dad. I'm gonna go check on your x-rays, okay?
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah, all right, I'll call my office or something.
I hear that prisoner was caught.
Yeah.
Cassie Coronel was almost taken hostage, and her dad stepped in at the last minute.
Are they all right?
Cassie's okay. Her dad is waiting results from X-ray. But you, Lisa, are you okay? Did my dad get you to come down to the station for further questioning?
He told me not to be surprised if I was asked.
Well, don't worry, because nobody's going to say that they saw you talking to Bobby Blue earlier.
But Josh, why would you lie for me?
Because I think that you might have shown Bobby where the linen closet was.
But
you didn't know what he had in mind. At least I hope you didn't.
Well, of course. But anyway, I do believe he had to talk to Stick about something.
What? And why? Can you answer me that?
No.
What is it going to take? What does he have to do to you before you realize he's playing you for a sucker, Lisa? He's no more going to be honest.
Well, what's in it for you, Josh? Giving, taking all this care of me, looking after my welfare, giving me advice. Do you think I'm going to hop in bed with you one night out of gratitude or something, huh?
No fair, no fair. I like you. I like you a lot, Lisa. And I'm not trying to just roll in the sack with you. Bobby is, that's what I think. Excuse me, I have to see about Mr. Callison's x-rays.
Pay much attention to a claim of a convict, but, well, Tina has published her belief and also her supposed proof that Vicki is actually Nicole Smith.
Yes, I know, but still...
Oh, there's more. I've always thought there's a Bobby Blue, that's another hood, is involved with Vicki somehow, that he was an accomplice to the kidnapping and that Vicki was afraid to say so, that maybe he was blackmailing her or something. But this Blue and Stickley claim to hate each other.
There still isn't any real proof, Captain.
Doctor, I've been bothered by this kidnapping the whole time. There is a man named Primo. He was the caretaker at a place called Elmo's 2. He talks about how nonchalant Vicki was when he saw Stick and Vicki together. I mean, she made up a cover story, something about she was trying to save Primo's life. But it doesn't wash, Doctor. I mean, wouldn't you think a woman that was under such desperation would try to get some help somehow?
Captain, I don't know what to say. For one thing, I'm bound by confidentiality.
I understand that. But we're talking about a very mentally ill person here, one who has caused grief for a lot of people. The bottom line is, Doctor, I'm going to have to arrest Vicki on suspicion of being an accomplice in her own kidnapping. Now, given the circumstances, I'm sure a judge will probably remand her to your care. I'm going to need your cooperation.
Then you have it? Because there isn't any other choice, is there?
No, Doctor, there isn't.
Dear Dr. Polk, I'm afraid for my life I've come to the terrifying conclusion that my niece Tracy obsessed by seeing you.
Sorry, Aunt Ramona, but neither you nor Cassie are going to stop me.
My purse, Tracy.
I have no idea.
I know you took it. Don't deny it.
Oh, could that be it over there? You shouldn't be so careless. There are thieves everywhere, you know.
Yes, I know that, like you. And I see you took the letter, too. Gotta hand it to you. You don't give up, do you?
I'm as stubborn as you, Cassie. Don't you think it's time that we called a truce?
A truce? You only want to call a truce because you've got that letter back.
Well, it's my letter, and it's my business, none of yours. You know, you started this whole thing,
You
not
started
me.
this whole thing with your behavior. You've got something to hide, don't you? My instincts tell me that you are...
Tell you what?
Tell me that something's very wrong here. And I've believed that ever since you accused Ivan of killing your aunt.
Oh, so who did kill her? And even if somebody else did, what does that have to do with some letter that she wrote Dr. Polk?
You tell me you're so determined to not have him see it.
Look, will you please let me explain a few things to you?
I've got to go see my dad.
Oh, fine. Then you don't want to understand anything at all.
Okay, go ahead. Explain.
Look. My parents were killed in a car accident when I was very young. And my Aunt Ramona was left as the guardian and the executor of a trust fund for me. But there was no age limit put on it. So it was up to her to determine when I was old enough and when I was responsible enough to inherit the money. Well, guess what, Cassie? She decided that I had to be 72 before she'd let me or that money go.
What does that have to do with the letter?
Look, she was always writing letters to one doctor or another. Ever since I left home, she was running around Ever since I left home, she was desperately trying to find me and control me again. So that's why she called Dr. Polk. That's why she would write letters to him. And
Except the envelope said that it was only to be opened in the event of her death.
So what? Look, she was a very sick and mean woman, and if she could reach out and make me miserable from her home in hell, then she would do it. You don't even believe me, do you? What difference does that make? Why did I even bother? That settles that. No matter what you might think.
Doesn't matter. I've memorized it. I'll just tell Dr. Polk every word it said.
You mind if I call Tina back in?
No, not at all.
Thank you. Would you come in, please?
So, what's the verdict? Are you going to stop this ridiculous marriage?
We've got to get a few things straight first.
Why? I'm telling you, she's Nikki. This whole marriage is a farce.
How do you know she's Nikki?
Because I was there. I was with Clint when he was trying to bring back Vicki, and it didn't work.
That's not what Clint said.
Well, then Clint is lying to you. Ed, I swear, she is Nikki. Look, I even have a witness who overheard Clint say that she was Nikki.
All right, who's your witness?
Captain, is all this necessary?
Doctor, I don't like doing what we have to do any more than you do, but Vicki is a friend of mine, and I want to make damn sure we are right. Now, come on. Who's your witness?
I will say who the witness is when and if it's necessary.
It is necessary now.
All right. All right, you don't have to shout. It's Pamela Buchanan.
How did you get her involved in this?
Look, it's just a coincidence. She happened to be there when Clint said it to me, and she overheard it. Believe me, she will testify to it in a court of law.
Well, then I guess we don't have any other choice, Captain Hall.
No. I guess we'd better get on with it.
Would you want me to come along?
No, we don't need any cheerleading.
Good luck.
Ah, you found a purse, so it wasn't stolen after all.
It was stolen, all right, by Tracy James, just like I suspected, and she took the letter out and she burned it.
Honey.
If you had any doubts about the way I sized her up before, Dad, you can change them now, because she is bad news.
You know, I'm still at a loss about this. Why do you feel compelled to interfere?
Because Tracy's very frantic to not let Dr. Polk know exactly what her aunt wanted him to know.
Sweetheart, I can understand you being curious. If you were close to her in some way, I could even understand this intense interest of yours, but someone you hardly know whose life doesn't affect you one way or another.
She does affect me. She does affect me. She's dragged Rob into this whole thing, and now Rob has sided with her.
I hate to say this, but basically I side with her too.
Dad, you don't even know the whole
Cassie, why are you doing this? Honey, is it just possible you're doing it to fill up time so that you won't think about Rob so much?
Let's just change the subject,
yeah,
okay? Because
I thought
you don't
so.
understand
Now,
what I'm going
look,
through.
Why don't you put some of that energy into working things out with Rob, okay?
Because he doesn't want to, and because I don't want to either.
Don't say that.
Dad, you don't know what it's like to talk to somebody who won't talk back to you. Rob needs someone to blame for his mother's death, and he's blaming me.
Yeah, but if it turns out, as you believe, that Ivan Kipling did not kill Laurel, then Rob's going to have to back down, isn't he? You don't want to be holding a grudge against him. You want to be there for him, huh?
I don't know. All I know is that I'm not through with Tracy James, and I'm going to make sure that Dr. Polk knows every word that was in that letter. You okay, Dad?
Well, I'm sore, but x-rays are fine. No reason I can't go home.
Well, remember what Josh said, to get plenty of rest.
Well, yes, I'll try to do that.
Do you want me to drive you home?
No, nothing wrong with my legs. I can drive. Now, what about you? Are you going to sleep on that decision to talk to Dr. Polk?
Yes, I will.
I think it's a good idea.
I will, okay?
Promise me? All right. Okay, is it?
Oh, Cassie, hi. Hi, Lisa. This is my dad, Herb Callison.
Excuse me. Hi, how do you do?
Mr.
Yeah.
Callison, how are
Yeah, it's
you?
nice to meet you.
I heard about your little accident. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, but you saved Cassie from becoming a hostage.
I'm just glad I was here.
Okay. Cassie, were you leaving or could we talk a minute?
Sure. Dad, I'll call you first thing in the morning.
Yeah, all right, darling.
Take care.
Good night. Okay, you take care of yourself.
Cassie, I am just so miserable that Bobby would have been a part of Stick's escape. Why would Bobby have been a part of that?
I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. But they arrested him. You see, he sneaked into Stick's room, dressed in an orderly uniform, and he claims that he only wanted to ask a few questions. Now, that may be true, or maybe not. At any rate, Stick knocks him out and then steals his clothes.
Well, it doesn't sound like they were working together then.
No, and I don't know what to think. This is why I have to talk to you. You see, Bobby promised me that he was going to go straight. But what if he's lying?
Well, what do you think?
I thought he meant it. I mean, I've been defending him left and right. Oh, I mean, between Josh and Captain Hall, Dr. Wolick and my father, they've all been telling me that he's bad.
Listen, Lisa, I went through the same thing with Rob. Everybody kept telling me he was going to cause me trouble, he was going to give me heartaches.
That's it.
But I knew Rob. I knew what he was capable of. I knew that everything wasn't his fault, everything he was doing.
And that's all I have to hang on to right now. That given the chance, Bobby can prove himself. But Cassie, nobody made him go into Stick's room today. I'm so confused.
Listen, why don't you wait until Bobby can explain it to you? And I'm sure he will. And then you can determine whether you're right or whether he's, not to be believed.
So just trust my senses and trust him and then stand by him again.
Exactly. You have to go with your instincts. I'm in the position now where everybody thinks I'm wrong to believe what I believe. But I can't walk away from it because I know I'm right.
I've just done so many things in my life that were wrong. And I regret them so much. But this time, Cassie, you're one of the few people that I can talk to right now. Thank you.
Listen, if you love Bobby and you think he's innocent, then don't walk away from him. Because I only wish that Rob had never walked away from me.
Join me, Heron.
Oh, no, thank you, sir. I'm a confirmed teetotaler.
Ah, the bride and groom, the best man. The witness get a little antsy.
Sorry we took so long.
License arrived by special messenger. All you need now is a minister.
He should be here any minute, I hope.
I have such an impulse to run over to your house, Asa, and get the children out of bed and bring them over here to witness this remarriage.
Sweetheart, when we pick them up in the morning, they will understand that we are back together.
I know. Asa, how's Becky? Is she still enjoying being the artist in residence down there? And how is Drew?
To Pa, would Nikki ask about them? Huh?
Becky's fine. Drew's growing like a weed. I'll tell you something funny. She tells me he's got a bigger vocabulary than his old man.
That's wonderful.
It's probably Reverend Garner. You relax. I'll get it.
Heron, I want to apologize to you for pressing you into service as a witness.
Oh, Mrs. Buchanan, I couldn't be happier to see you and Mr. Buchanan married again.
Thank you. Thank you, Heron. Thank you.
Oh, Victoria.
Reverend Garner. Oh, we must say thank you, and on such short notice, and so inconsiderate this late hour.
Can we get on with it, Reverend?
May I introduce my ex-father-in-law, Asa Buchanan?
Oh, pleased to meet you, sir.
And
Likewise.
This is Mr. Lyle Heron, who's our butler and our friend.
Well, nice to meet you, too, sir. Oh, shall we position ourselves in front of the fireplace, huh? Clint, over here, please. And Vicki, right over, right here. That's it. And Mr. Buchanan, right beside your son, please. And Mr. Heron, alongside of Vicki. Here's the ring. Shall we begin? We're gathered together in the presence of God and these witnesses to join this man and this woman in the bonds of matrimony. See just cause why this man and this woman should not be joined together. Let him step forward now or forever hold his peace. Clint, do you take Victoria to be your lawfully wedded?
Who's that?
Shall I go see some?
No, Heron. Reverend, go ahead. And yes, I do take this woman to be my law.
For heaven's sakes, we can't go on. Excuse me, Reverend Heron, would you mind, please?
I just hope it's that Tina. I'd like to personally throw a butt off his property.
Captain Holt?
Dr. Polk? Ed! Dr. Polk, you're just in time to witness our remarriage.
I'm afraid not, Vicki. The ceremony's going to have to stop.
It will, like hell. I cannot, in good conscience, allow any of this to continue. For her sake, the sake of this entire family, I believe Nikki Smith should be remanded to the Mountain View Sanitarium for psychiatric care.
Here's to justice and victory.
Here, here. We hope.
You're such a pessimist, Steve.
Correction, realist.
But that was before Ed Hall showed up at Dr. Polk's office. I'm sure they're at Landview by now. And pretty soon, Nicky Smith is going to be whisked away to the Mountain View Sanitarium.
Tina, do try to contain your glee, particularly when the reporters attack you.
My heart is breaking for my sister. My real sister, not this half-baked imposter that's been running around. And if I seem like I'm gleeful, it is because I am finally beating Clint and also seeing that my real sister gets the help she needs.
Right. Nonetheless, any glee at all might be misinterpreted by the press.
Well, you did alert them to the proceedings tonight, right?
Of course. Only because you insisted. I still think you misjudged them.
Look, you don't know the Buchanans like I do. You don't know how they operate. Look, we have to keep this in the public eye. That way Asa and Clint can't power their way out of this.
But pictures of an hysterical woman being dragged from her house and taken to a sanitarium won't garner you much sympathy.
Do you remember all that rotten publicity I got when I was arrested for Harry O'Neill's murder? Well, I was exonerated. You know why? Because I had truth on my side. It's the same thing now, Stevie. Because I have truth on my side again.
Cassie, you still here?
Hi, yeah, I've got to wait for Larry. I need to talk to him.
I've got great news. Bobby called me, and the police are releasing him in an hour, so I'm going to go pick him up.
Oh, great. What happened?
Stick cleared him, and Bobby promised me that he was going to let me know why he went into that room.
Great. Well, you have a romantic evening for the both of us.
Yeah.
Because I'm certainly not going to.
I only wish we could. My father's got a private detective just waiting at the inn to keep Bobby away from coming up to see me.
Are you kidding?
I wish I were.
I can't believe that's worse than what my mother did with Rob. Well, why don't you take my place, and I'll take yours. That way they'll never know.
Cassie, are you serious?
Sure,
Really?
why not?
You are the sweetest. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Wait a minute. Josh lives right across the hall from you. You know if he sees us, he's going to tell my dad.
Oh, he wouldn't do that.
You haven't heard? He's my guardian protector. He'd like nothing better than to go to my father and say that Bobby was with me all night long. Maybe some other time, Cass. When Josh is maybe working the graveyard shift or something. Thanks again, though.
Okay, sure.
Nina, I'd personally like to kick a butt off this property.
Hello, Aaron. Is Mr. and Mrs. Buchanan in?
Oh, Dr. Polk, yes, they're in the library, so they can't be disturbed just now.
Ed, with Dr. Polk?
Sorry, we're going to have to interrupt.
Ed, Dr. Polk, you're just in time to witness our remarriage.
I'm afraid not, Vicki. We're going to have to stop the ceremony.
Like hell you will. I'm sorry, but in all good conscience, I can't allow any of this to continue. For her sake, the sake of this entire family, I believe Nicky Smith should be remanded to the Mountain View Sanitarium for psychiatric care.
Where do you come off barging in here like this with a police backup?
Wait, darling, wait a minute. Please, let me talk to them just for a minute. Please. Dr. Polk, Ed, look, first, let me apologize to you for whatever Nicky Smith may have done to either one of you during the months that she was in control of my life. And yes, she was in control of my life. And she obviously did a very good job of imitating me, so I can understand your skepticism now. However, Clint's determination to bring me back to reality, it worked. Gentlemen, it's me now. Nicky's gone. This is me.
I'm sorry, but you're going to have to prove that to me first.
Nicky wouldn't marry me. Nicky divorced me. Only Vicki would marry me. Now, what is wrong with you guys? You need maps? You need diagrams?
Clint, there is no way to prove her identity without a psychiatric examination.
And that is ridiculous.
Excuse me, perhaps Reverend Garner might be more comfortable in the study.
Oh, yes, Aaron, thank you. Reverend, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Perhaps if you called me tomorrow, we could reschedule it.
Oh, I think
we're not rescheduling anything. We're going to go ahead with the ceremony. Vicki? Now, Reverend, you asked me if I would take Vicki to be my lawful wedded wife. The answer is yes, I do. Now, go ahead.
Clint, you cannot go through with this tonight.
I am not going to let Tina run my life.
Even if you remarry Vicki, it wouldn't make any difference. Dr. Polk has an emergency detainer order, and she is legally in his care now.
Why? Why all of a sudden, and why tonight?
Thomas Stickley came out of his coma earlier today, and he's been explaining in great detail how Victoria Buchanan assisted in her own kidnapping.
Now, would Victoria Buchanan do that? Absolutely not. But Nicky Smith would.
Now, I have to question Nicky Smith with this particular scenario. Now, ordinarily, I would arrest her. But given the circumstances...
Nicky is gone. Now, you can't question or arrest a woman who doesn't exist.
Clint, why don't you let things go easier on yourself and her? None of us wants to resort to force.
I think I'm getting a little tipsy.
On champagne or power?
You know, I do seem to have my hand firmly on destiny, don't I?
Not firmly, Tina. Why do you insist on acting as if it's a fait accompli?
Because I feel it is. You know, I am doing the right thing here. Look, before this, Clint has won, and Nikki has won, and Dorian has won. Now it's my turn to win. And believe me, it is all legal and it is all fair.
As long as your half-sister is truly her other personality and not herself.
Look, when Vicki comes back, and I really do hope she does, she's going to be very grateful to me. And she's going to be very disgusted with her dear, sweet, loyal husband because he fell for Nikki. Oh, Steve, I want you to have some papers ready for me to sign first thing in the morning.
It's already after 10 p.m. What do you have in mind?
I want to move out of this hotel and into my home, Landview.
Tina, for crying out loud, it's stuff like that which is going to brand you an opportunistic viper to the whole town. Now, you can't do that until Polk has issued his professional opinion that Nikki Smith is alive and well. And she's committed.
Okay, fine. Then we'll wait till tomorrow noon, that's all. But, I want you to have the papers ready and signed then, okay?
Is Clint Buchanan capable of murder?
What?
After what you've done, I'd feel a little threatened if I were you. Buchanan's beloved, committed, his home ripped out from underneath him?
Look, what you're not realizing here, see, is that Clint is going to realize that he can't have Vicki back until Vicki gets help. Then he's going to be grateful to me, too. Grudgingly grateful, I admit, but grateful all the same. Besides, after everything that he has done to me, I could care less.
But he won't get carried away?
Believe me, if he was going to hurt me, he would have done it a long time ago.
Well, be that as it may, there are still legal obstacles he can throw up to get your sister out of the sanitarium. That's why it's very important that Pamela Buchanan come back to town as soon as possible.
Why are you worrying about things that are weeks down the line? What's important now is what's going to happen in the next couple of hours. Believe me, once Nikki is committed, the future will take care of itself.
I'm so glad you didn't leave yet. Josh is coming in for the midnight shift. It seems one of the doctors got ill.
Great, so you still want to trade keys?
If you're still willing.
Sure.
Yes, right this way, Reverend Garner.
I'm sorry. Call me.
Yes, thank you.
We'll have this taken care of in a few minutes, Reverend. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, ask her your questions. Anything you want about Vicki's life. She'll have you convinced in 5 minutes.
Oh, wait a minute, darling. No, wait. Now, I'm very rattled. I don't think this is the time to put me on the firing line. Oh, well, that really wasn't the right thing to say, was it? Go ahead, then. Ask me anything you want to know. Go ahead.
And look, there's no way we can work here under these emotional circumstances.
Oh, you want to do someplace where you can relax, right? I don't like the sanitarium.
Yes, she would be able to relax at the sanitarium much better. No distractions. The two of us talking.
And I will want to talk to her also.
Ed, all right. All right, listen. This Mr. Thomas Stickley, he might very well be correct in saying that Nikki Smith helped him to extort $2 million from my family. But you see, my recollections of him are very brief. They are me standing here in the library at that desk about to telephone Dr. Polk, and then, well, he grabbed me from behind, and then I went blank, and the next thing I remember is when he was trying to kill Clint. I think I must have just gone back and forth between Nikki and Vicki and back to Nikki.
All of this created certain traumas, right?
That's right.
Anyway, that's all I know. Anything else I know is just from having been told about it. I was not a witness, nor was I a participant.
We'll go into this in greater detail in the sanitarium, and then I'll report my findings to Captain Hall. In the meantime, would you have an overnight bag packed, please?
Dr. Polk, why does Vicki have to be hauled out of here tonight?
Well, if she's Nicky Smith, she certainly does. She's done enough harm already.
So hold it. Just hold it. You can't commit her without a family member consenting. And I absolutely refuse to do that.
Tina has already signed the papers, Clint. Now, as her sister...
Sister, Tina is her sworn enemy. And if you think I'm going to just stand here and let you commit her over my dead body...
Hold it.
Please calm down. We have to stay calm.
What, after all these months I find you, I finally get you back, and you think I'm going to stand here and let them waltz you out of here?
Wait a minute, Clint, don't... I think this can be all worked out. Dr. Polk is not the villain. When you want to strangle is Tina. Now, Doctor, why don't Ed and I step outside and the three of you kind of talk your way through this?
Fine.
Yeah, fine. Maybe we can talk some sense into the good doctor here. Ed, you might as well go on home. Nicky isn't around.
I think I will just hang around for a little while, all right, Clint? Doctor?
What about the Reverend?
Oh, thank you, Asa. Let him go home. This is no time for a wedding.
Clint, you told me about the little seduction scene you tried with Tina. How you wanted to force back Vicki.
That's right. Only that happened when Tina had already left the room.
Actually, darling, it started the last few seconds before she left.
Yeah, but honey, the point is that Tina wasn't around to see it.
But my point is that during that fight, Nicky saw how desperately you wanted to have your wife back. So she had time to decide and pretend to be Vicki again.
My God!
That's impossible. She couldn't have faked that transformation. If you'd have been there and seen it yourself, you'd have known that as well as I do. That was as real as that chair, as this house, as you.
Clint, if you're so convinced she's Vicki, why are you fighting me so hard? I mean, I told you I would question her this afternoon. You refused. And maybe none of this would be going on if you had consented.
Darling, please, let's not fight him, all right? Look, we know who I am, and Dr. Polk will find out who I am as soon as he's put me through his questioning.
That sound like Nicky to you? Would Nicky be talking like this? Huh? Would she be this understanding? No, she'd be flying all over this room trying to get away from you. All right, fine. I'll bring her into your office first thing in the morning. We'll do it your way. We'll settle it once and for all. And then you can spend the next 10 years trying to apologize. Okay?
I'm sorry, Clint. You'll have to come with me tonight.
Really? Well, you and what army are going to take her? Hey, wait. This ain't the way to Landview.
Relax, Bobby.
No, I'll relax later. I want to go see Victoria and give her the good news first.
Oh, we can't wait?
Nah. Look, Victoria was one of the few people in this town who believed me from the jump. So I got to tell her to skip, confess to the cops. Now they know I ain't have nothing to do with that hospital escape.
Yeah, you can tell Victoria in the morning.
Yeah, but tonight I'm a free man, and I want to share my happiness.
Well, maybe we're on the same wavelength, huh? Because I've got the keys to Cassie's apartment. It's all ours.
Yeah?
Still want me to turn the car around?
No, ma'am. Nah, I'm yours tonight. But why at Cassie's apartment? What's up with the burning in?
Oh, it's just got everything, right? Including a private detective my father hired to stand guard in the lobby.
He did what?
Quote unquote from dear old dad. Daughter, Bobby Blue is strictly bad news.
Yeah, well, I can bet what you told dear old dad, right? You did say something, didn't you?
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. As far as you're concerned, maybe, Dad has a point.
Real cute, Cassie. Just like you. Too bad you don't know how to hold on to a man. Maybe a little music might have helped.
time tomorrow, set another wedding date.
It's so distressing to see Victoria have to go through all this. I knew who she was the moment I looked into her eyes. Her troubled but innocent soul peered back at me. Well, good night. If there's anything I can do...
We'll call you, sir.
God be with you and your family, Mr. Buchanan. And you too, Captain.
Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you.
Well, do you think she's Vicki when you look into her eyes?
Yes.
You're not sure, are you?
You taking testimony?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm asking as a friend of the family. I mean, she seems like Vicki to me now, more so than she has recently.
I feel the same way. Reverend probably forgot something.
Dr. Polk, is he going to come here?
Dr. Mark Polk is here right now.
What's happening with him? Dr. Polk, I swear to you, I will come to your office the first thing in the morning. All I want to do first is go to Ace's house and see my children. Do you have any idea how long it's been since I've seen them? How much I miss them?
I understand how you feel, Victoria.
Well, then you do think it's me.
Look, I'm hoping frantically it's you. That's all I've ever wanted. But if we're fooled again, it's certain that Victoria Buchanan will be gone forever. Now, that is the bottom line. And your husband will never forgive me. Nor will the press, or the board of the directors.
But don't forget Tina. Tina wouldn't forgive you either.
Darling, please, you promised you'd sit quietly.
Yes, this conversation gets more bizarre and ludicrous by the minute. Now he's worried about his reputation instead of your well-being.
No, that's not entirely true, honey.
No, it isn't.
Yeah? Well, I've had it. Do you hear me? I've had it. This is enough. Now, get out of here or I'll throw you out. I said...
No, Clint, please! Clint!
Someone's got the right! What? I thought I threw you out!
I'm enough! Doctor, you tell me what to do, and it will be done.
Now, look at... Captain, I can't wait until morning. However, I will give Clint and Vicki until midnight before I ask you to step in.
All right.
Yes, we agree to that. Clint, please. Please.
Clint, do I have your word?
If that's the way Vicki wants to do it, okay. I don't like this one bit, honey.
Just a few more turns, and then... I work better with music. Just a little, and then I'll be done. And so will you, Cassie. There. You won't know what hit you, but it'll be too late. Pleasant dreams.
I can't wait to get you all to myself.
Not until you answer my question. If you didn't help Stick escape, then what were you doing in his hospital room?
You know, when you learn to trust me, we wouldn't be having these problems. Hey. Looks like your friend Cassie got a little secret admirer.
Oh, they must be from Rob. That's so sweet.
Sweet ain't the word. Intoxicating is more like it.
Oh, yeah. Let's put him in some water.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You take care of the flowers. Go.
Yeah.
I'll take care of everything else.
Not until you answer my question.
Why don't we forget about Stick? We've got this nice, cozy apartment. Just you and yours truly.
What were you doing in Stick's hospital room?
We're gonna get rid of these right now. Then we can get down to some serious loving. Now, come here. Now, when I went into the hospital room, I did not go in there to help Stick. I went in there to help out Victoria.
How could you help her by going into his room? I don't understand.
Sit down. When I met the lady, she was not the same person she was the Nikki Smith side of her.
Her dual personality. Yeah,
Right.
tell me.
Right. Check this out. But as Nikki, she was helping Stick out and kidnapping herself. Follow me?
Oh, so Vicki could be held responsible for something her other personality did.
Right. And that's why I had to get a Stick before he'd go tell the cops the truth. But I didn't get a chance, because that's when he knocked me over the head, right? And then he ripped off the uniform that I ripped off myself. And you know the rest from there.
And that's it. That's the whole explanation.
Don't you think I could make up a better lie? Yeah, that's it now. What's up? You believe me or don't you?
Well, I think you can make up a better lie.
I think you're right. Why don't we lighten up the mood a little bit? Put on some nice music. Yeah.
Okay. You put on the music and I'll take care of the flowers. Put on some water. Whew. You know, maybe we should have left these outside. They really smell strong.
Yeah. You know, even from out here, it smells like the whole damn flower shop.
Across the way, children's carousel, just I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer day.
Yes, sweetheart?
What if I fail Dr. Polk's exam?
You're not going to fail. How can you fail? You're you. You're Vicki.
Yes, but Dr. Polk is the one who's marking me.
I'm beginning to wonder about Dr. Polk myself.
Why?
Maybe Tina's paying him off. Maybe he's going to make sure you don't pass.
No, darling. No, I don't believe that for a minute. I think that he's doing what he thinks is right.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, will you promise me that you'll keep your temper, please?
Only until after the exam. I want to see what conclusions he comes up with.
I'm scared to death. I mean, he knows me. He knows things about me that nobody, not you, not Nikki, could possibly have any idea of. Their thoughts and their feelings, they're not events. It's just the idea of having to prove who I am that's so frightening.
But you're going to do it. With flying colors, okay? And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to pack the bags, pack the kids, little Kevin and Joey, and we're going to hit the trail for places unknown and where nobody can bother us.
The thought of that gives me encouragement to get this thing over with. Come on. Let's go get ready.
I don't know, Lisa. I think maybe we should have gone over to that Burning Inn anyway.
Oh, Bobby. I just didn't want another hassle with my dad. You understand?
No, I don't think I do. What's all, I'm not worth fighting for? Well, ain't I?
Look, it's just that my parents want what's right for me.
So ain't I right for you?
You are. I mean, that's how I feel most of the time.
Oh, that's bull.
But then the other times, like when you were with Stick and all that, I just remember you and the gang.
What do I gotta do to prove myself to you, Lisa?
Be honest with me.
That's it?
It's everything. Honest about what you do, about what you think, honest about what you feel.
All right. I'm having an attack of honesty right now. I honestly don't want to talk about your family right now. I honestly don't want to talk about my old gang right now. I don't want to talk about nothing. That was an honest kiss, too.
I like your honesty.
I'm serious. I don't need nobody's stamp of approval but yours.
I approve, Bobby. I do approve.
Yeah, that's a kiss. Gotta make my heart want to jump out, you know?
Me too.
Yeah, this place ain't half bad. It's kind of peaceful being here with you.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
The 11 o'clock news. I mean, it was a special bulletin. I can't believe you let Clint bully you out of the house and then to leave without Nicky.
For your information, Tina, I have grave doubts that she's still Nikki. But I can't be sure until we sit down and talk. Now, she's due here at any moment. I don't want you here when she arrives.
Okay, fine. Fine. I assume the police are bringing her in?
No, they're not. No, she's coming on her own accord. And Clint agreed.
I can't believe you fell for that. Dr. Buck, how gullible can you get?
I'm so tired. Come on, let's get up. Come on, let's go. Something's wrong. Come on, baby, get up. Lisa. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Yo, Lisa, come on. Oh. Come on, baby, get up. Come on. Come on, we gotta get up. We gotta get up. Come on, Lisa, get up. Come on, wake up.
Fine. I will wait for your call tomorrow morning. But believe me, if she doesn't turn up tonight, you're going to hear from me.
What the hell are you doing here?
I just wanted to make sure that everything was going according to the law. Well, Nicky, I am surprised you're still here.
My name, Tina, for your information, is Victoria Lord Buchanan. And I want you to know that I despise you for everything you have done to me, to Nicky, to my husband, and to my entire family. You know, looking back, Tina, I realize it was not just the question of your paternity that gave me second thoughts about accepting you. It was my innate knowledge that you are flawed, terribly flawed. Despite my desire to defend you is really troubled. And once this nonsense is cleared up about who I really am, then I will deal with you.
I thought I heard your voice. Come in. I'm sorry Tina had left before you.
I am not.
Sweetheart, if you need me, I'm right here.
Hopefully it won't be too long. Well, Dr. Polk, shall we get on with it?
To hand it to her. Nicky has really got Vicki down to a T, doesn't she? She almost fooled me. If I didn't know better, Oh, what's the matter, Clint? Is there something you're afraid to say? Afraid you might lose your temper?
You are despicable.